previously on Dungeons and Dragons, the Seven Seas. Um, Everything that just happened was canon, but it has no bearing on where you are right now, so I'm not going to recount it. You certainly
We did
were spirited away. And now you are once again back, just on the outskirts of the Witchlight Carnival. Your ship is currently sank to the bottom of the sea, technically. And you overlook the great sea elf city of Venthaven. Welcome back. Finn fell over.
My phone fell in my pocket.
Finn started
Be a
this
lot
episode
funnier
by
if you
dying.
fell.
I'm dead.
But yeah, we rejoin the session as the tree which came and just appeared on your ship has just whoosh, faded out, along with all of, let's just say, all the wrapping paper. That's convenient. It
Yeah, I was going
is
to save that for later.
status quo.
But we still kept our gifts, right?
Yes.
Yay.
It
That
was
would be
all
fucking
real.
evil. So that would be really evil if he was like, here's all some really cool stuff. By the way, you don't get to keep it. Go away.
All real.
So here is your confirmation, audience, that the Christmas special is canon. You should go watch that.
Yeah.
And it did in fact change events. You hate to hear it happen, but Glean definitely did see some fucking eldritch abominations beyond mortal comprehension, and nearly brain exploded.
And we
Yeah.
I think we killed an entire race of creatures.
Yep.
We don't know
We
that for certain.
extincted an entire population
We don't know
of.
that for certain.
And
Yeah, we don't know that for certain.
what we do know for certain is Andlith is probably one of the only people in existence to kill someone with a knock spell. Yeah, the famously non-combat related spell. One hit killed someone with it.
That's fucking crazy.
Wish the words of horror.
So,
Knock didn't make a squish noise.
I'll say it's at least evening time now. I'm gonna say it probably gets darker underwater before it gets darker on land.
Yeah.
And you can see the lights of town coming on in the distance, faint sort of like oranges and blues here and there. Carnival is still, of course, open. What are you guys up to?
I guess we should just clarify what our plan is. Are we still
How
planning to
long
go
has
into
it-
the?
How long has it been since we've come back from the Christmas special?
Time didn't move.
Okay.
So we have assassination to plan. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, so we're going to kill a lich.
Lich please.
But to do that, we'd have to go to the. What was the term? God, what was the term? Where did he
The
throw his-
underseas where the phylactery
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, the undersea. We'll go with that. God.
The sunless seas.
Actually, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So
Mr. DM,
Yes, that's me. Can you do a little something about your mic? By the way, I'm on 200% and you're a little faint,
is it too loud or too quiet?
a little quiet.
Is that better?
yes.
I just moved it closer to my mouth.
Mouth.
Both.
What's up, Sonny Jim?
I know about the game and my place in it, right?
You're aware that between two unfathomably large eldritch entities, you were just a random coin that they flipped up in the air to decide on a minor factor, which definitely affected a few star systems.
While I am not omniscient, I do have a level of advanced knowledge, it seems. I must go talk to my brothers and sisters.
Okay. Probably best too, so they know our plan.
All right then. Yeah, really. Makes no sense to me. Guess I don't really have much of a plan right now.
All in good time, Captain.
All right, let's go.
I think I'm gonna just disembark. I think also, I suffered a red out, right? Am I just completely blind?
No. You want to be completely blind? You
Yeah.
want to roll to see if you went completely blind?
Sure. D100 or D20?
D100. Under 50, you're blind.
Flip a coin at that point.
Yeah, why would I not just flip a coin? I rolled a 22 anyways.
Oh. I'd
Oh,
imagine it between walking into a fucking...
I know where I'm going though, because I know my place in the game.
Is that how that works?
I don't know.
You are the missile.
The Glean
Good
knows
sound.
where it is. It knows this because he knows where he isn't.
Yeah, I'll say that you guys have probably definitely noticed that ever since Glean started bleeding profusely from the eyes, nose, and ears, his eyes have sort of faded in color,
Clouded.
clouded.
Those are crazy cataracts.
And
Wait, you see?
More clearly than I ever could have.
I think that is a no. Well,
yeah, I learned
okay.
my lesson by looking at that red dot. So
Well, I suppose this is gonna happen one day.
But yeah, I think Glean is just gonna go and find Oh fuck, where's his name at? Is it Sin?
Sin. With the red tide.
With the red tide. And I'm going to go find the red tide.
Yeah, I'll say you're able to like find him. After having sort of like a scout of the circus the other day and knowing this place as you do. I guess you don't see him, but you're aware of where he is. The rest of you definitely do see him, however, if you can discern one grung from another. You can see him sort of like ordering some other grung around who are carrying these big fucking cannons and just stashing them inside of a tent nearby.
Thank you, Cheery. Uno momento.
Wait.
You can do somebody else.
DM.
If
yeah,
Yeah.
I've noticed something. You call these the Red Tide,
Yes.
but the Fanaticals are also called the Red Tide.
Are they?
Yes, the Fanaticals, known as the Red Tide, and led by the Dread Necromancer Lithlin.
Call them that? That was a pure mistake. That's crazy.
Oopsie daisies.
Can we call him the Green Tide instead?
Yes,
Green Tide. Wow.
that makes honestly makes even more sense. I imagine most of these frogs, or I should say grung, are the green type, and they aren't anywhere higher up in the hierarchy.
The luminant tide.
There's definitely a couple of dark brown, sort of green shaded grung.
Poop flavored.
They're mostly just green, yeah.
All right.
Green Tide versus Red Tide. Makes sense, actually. There you
May
go.
I, before I speak to Sin, like, try to do a little bit of like foresight? A lot of information was poured into my head, and I imagine it's going to take great effort in order for me to like pinpoint a detail that is important for this mission.
What are you trying to know?
I want to make my opponent's move before he even makes it himself.
Which is to say that, like, you want
Give
to
me
be
one
able to know what is going to happen in the city. Like when you sort of like go out to assassinate, you want to be able to have like the advance on it. Yeah.
Hey, we got time travel, and now we got fucking all-knowing.
As far as I'm concerned, the only time you guys have time traveled is when you used to watch.
Yeah.
Which has now been only once. No, I used it again during a big fight last time. Twice. I used it
And
twice.
it didn't help. It didn't.
He got squished the same way.
That wasn't the watch's fault, though. That was just my shit rolls.
I think altogether you've done it 3 times. Once to test it, when you first got it.
Oh, yeah.
Once from the battle. And then once for when we were using the weird device we got. And we poked between the buttons. And we saw the horrific monster from between the universes.
I'm sorry.
And
about
then
that.
you clicked it.
You're not
I know
sorry,
that-
Ginger. It was cool.
I mean, Ginger, was that one of your creations from another game then?
What?
Yes, it was from Forever Winter.
Which one?
Oh, that Eldritch Horror that we saw when we, like...
Oh,
What
the
the
Eldritch
fuck?
Horror. Oh.
No.
Like, no, that seems like a plot point now.
I had to go.
Speaking
There are
of
things.
that thing, you still have the box on you, right, Clink?
Yeah.
You roll me a little D100.
I'm not able to do that force sight thing. I'm sorry.
Okay, give us a sec here.
That is a 56.
Okay. Yeah, you want to be able to predict the move of this place before it happens, right, Glean?
Mm-hmm.
Roll. I mean, that involves some kind of determinism on your part to be able to make fate happen first. So what would be your plan if you weren't trying to scribe a future?
Well, we had to assassinate this guy. Well,
So-
at least that's what the others want to do. I think we should make a more abrupt ruckus example and just violently overthrow him.
Okay, so on your way, I feel like I already know how this would go if we're looking at the future. You guys are gonna get in with the criminal underworld, and then you specifically are going to cause as much fire and noise and brimstone as humanly possible on a stealth mission.
I might not even be a part of that. I could just be a distracting force with my brothers and sisters.
Scrying, you know, given the unique circumstances, again, roll me a... This is not something we can quantify on a D20 roll. I will require another D100 from you.
Okay. 83.
83? There is so much fucking noise in your head. You feel like at some point during all of that, you might have even seen, like, mirror versions of the Seven Seas, or potential futures. It is so hard focusing on a specific instance of what you have seen, let alone focusing on the future of right here, right now, in one specifically small place on the world. Even though this place is massive to you right now as you're, like, walking around it, it is tiny in the scheme of the world. And in the scheme of the worlds that you have seen.
There are so many choices and outcomes running through my head, brother.
Glenn, your eyes have gone funny.
And yet I see so clearly.
A little closer to the mic, please.
And yet I see so clearly.
I can see that. Anyway, you here to help out or enjoy the festivities?
We must act, brother.
Hey, is your friend okay?
You know, we really don't know.
I think he developed cataracts very suddenly or something.
I don't know what a cataract is.
It's when your eyes get too old.
It's a boat.
Oh,
He's pretty old.
is that like a rowing
But
boat
yes.
or? Oh, I'm sorry you got hit by a boat, friend. But listen, we ain't about to act just yet. We gotta secure. We gotta get these goods somewhere safe. Then we're gonna be moving in. I mean, you gotta understand. We got barely a little bit of a grasp on the outskirts, and they keep chasing us out of there. And then we got to get over the vent into the great city itself, and then we got to get into the palace. Listen, there's a lot of fires we got to cause here.
That is because you yet not know the friends that you already have.
We want to kill this lich.
Join the club. No, seriously, join the club. I mean, we could always do with allies. Even if you ain't green, you know?
I mean, I'm purple. That's a complimentary color, right?
Sure. And your bird's eyes
Kind
are
of
green,
right.
so... Yeah, we got a green
And my
thing going
feathers are
on here.
purple. Almost like the god that created me had complementary colors in mind when creating the eyes and the feathers.
Yeah, that's I don't know nothing about that. I didn't go to none of those big schools. Well, listen, if you wanna get a vibe for what we're up against, I mean, you could try going down into the city itself. I don't even think they'd let you across the bridge. You're outsiders.
Move into the city.
There are friends within those walls.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know they detest us, but I'm pretty sure the palace still employs Grung.
Not our brethren sinned. Everyone. The disenfranchised, the poor, petty criminal. The very nature around you. It all detests the palace.
I mean, I don't speak for the Reeds.
I would tell you something, but first I have to know. Have you been working with a group called the Seers?
This guy's just like fucking, like getting out a pipe and smoking, and just looks at you and is like, "Is that some kind of terrorist cell or what?"
Not
Yes,
forever.
exactly.
Well, yes, exactly.
I'd love to
But-
meet him.
You wouldn't. They'd gladly kill you, kill anyone. They're just cracking.
Sounds like my
loyalists.
kind of people. We need a couple kill crazies.
They wish for the destruction of this world as we know it.
Well, guess I'm not working with them then. Or, you know, maybe I could use them. Means to end. You know how it is. Do you know how
Blaine
it is?
just places his hands on Sin's shoulders.
Do you
my
place your
bro.
hands on his shoulders? You are blind.
It's funny if you miss.
Pat, 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 pat.
Yeah, you're absolutely paying this guy. I don't know how to tell you this.
My brother.
Grabs
This is
his
weird.
nose.
We cannot simply look to our own kind for manpower and knowledge and weapons.
Yeah, that's why I got
and
Stu over there.
force.
He like points a thumb at this like fucking human who's just like carrying a cannon. who just sort of gives a sort of like nod of hi. I can't wave right now. I'm carrying something heavy.
This would be so much easier if I had my original body.
Yeah, but listen
I feel
up.
like it's not worth explaining anything.
I'm as much ready to get rid of these sea elf oppressive bastards as, you know, any other growing, I'm pretty sure. But I'd say we make up. How do decimals work again?
Well,
We make up like a low amount of the population. Like a real low kind, like it's not even one.
Seems a lich at least learned from history, I guess.
what? Not to subjugate the majority?
Yeah, not to have more slaves in your population.
No, I'd say most of the population are slaves in the inner city.
We will give
Oh.
them liberation.
What we are
will
looking
give
for
them purpose.
is Phylactery, which we have been told is somewhere in the Undersea.
The lich isn't here, right? It's in a different continent altogether, right?
No,
Oh,
the
see.
lich is in Vathaven. It's right down there. I just want to point to like whatever looks like the castle.
I thought
We
the
have
lich was
two-
in like the land of the dead place.
No,
Oh,
we
that's-
have the two
oh.
empires that are. We just, for some reason, think Lich undead, and we just assume.
Oh
But
god
no.
damn it.
Yeah, you're surrounded by undead. That to the north is the Undead Empire, both on and
Yeah.
under the waves. But over here, this is the Great Empire of Venthaven, as it always has been. This time just controlled by a lich. And as you're sort of just like pointing out over it, there's the just huge form of the castle in the distance. With as you've heard the stories, there's like I think it was probably told to you as a child. There are 10,000 coral bricks that make up the like palace itself, and they've all been just
Yeah.
like painted and stuff. It's very ornate shit.
Is the postal guild here?
Postal guilds everywhere.
Don't fuck with the Postal Guild.
I must, not we. I must go to them.
Are you going to need help riding?
I understand.
I think your friend's
I
gonna
just
need
go
help
wander off
riding.
now.
I'll come with them.
Okay, be right back again.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do or ask while you're here?
How volatile is a walk through the city right now? For someone like me, for instance.
Well, on the outer city, all you'll face is a poorer class of people. And some of them do take to thinking it's other species' problems. That they're in these lower stratas.
Ah, so I've been othered. Got it.
They're fools. The sea elves only have themselves to blame.
However, for the most part, you'll find a lot of us others on the outskirt towns. I don't believe they let any others into the city proper, though.
I'm back.
Titans, water genasi. I
Nope.
actually don't know how that word's pronounced.
Genocide?
Genocide?
I
Water
thought it was
genocide?
Gensai.
Genocide? Genocide? Sega Genesis?
Sega Genesis.
I'm a bigger fan of Sega Phil Collins solo work.
The Myrrh.
Sega Neptune.
You're also not going to find many non-water breathers down there as well, I should mention. It was, in fact, outlawed to have airtight environments down here.
Well, we have magic to circumvent that.
That I'm sure you do.
I do miss my gills, though.
So I think.
Oh well.
Okay, so if there are more of your brethren there, I think it's prudent for us to seek them out and get a better lay of the land.
Hell, we ain't even the only cell in
Lay
the
of the
city.
sea. I should say lay of the sea, I guess, but
Well, it's technically land, even if it's under the sea, right?
true.
Right?
So if Glean and Anlith want to head to the Postal Guild, Clink and I can go scope some stuff out.
Ghoul voice.
Yeah.
All right. You four take care. Don't get yourself killed.
There
You're
we go.
good sorts.
Should not be gold anymore.
But yeah, Glean, you're marching off confidently to the Postal Guild, Endlif you're with.
Yes.
The Postal Guild is the most obvious place in any town. It's kind of like when you walk into a town in Skyrim and you think to yourself, oh, where's the inn? And it's always just the building that's slightly bigger. But a Postal Guild, it's always the building that's got like really well polished looking sort of like copper signage outside of it that always just says the Postal Guild in italics. It's very nice looking. This one is open fronted, so the desk is kind of out the front. There's a little bit of a line of people sort of like delivering like packages, but it doesn't look like it's moving slow or anything.
There's not a line, is there?
Of course, there's a line.
Oh, I mean, I feel like you just said that, and I'm just having a stroke.
There's a little line, and
Yeah,
it's just moving slowly. Are you getting in line?
Let me just get in line.
Good.
Which would drag you into the line anyways if you tried to cut.
As you sort of like got into the lower city again, you guys were you guys were about up here, and you sort of just like, I guess, moved down into the city proper. You can see that it is a bit sort of like ramshackle around. Like if you can sort of like see the like stonework on the inner city, stuff out here is very scrappy and kind of shit in comparison. The streets are barely paved unless they're a main street. And there doesn't seem to be many sort of like flourishing businesses around. The line does clear eventually though, and a sea elf behind a desk greets you and is just like, "Hello and welcome to the Postal Guild. How can we help you today?"
I have 3 letters to send.
Fantastic. What class of shipping would you like to send those letters with? And do you require pens and paper, or have you brought your own?
I require pen and parchment, and also these letters must reach their destinations as quickly as possible.
All right, that'll be the golden standard of transportation for you then. And
How fast?
it will
I
take
brought pens, Glean.
it'll take a day, no more, no less. Actually, less sometimes. Depends how fast the clerics are working out back.
Leans in, and it's just like, how much more faster?
We cannot do faster than a day's transit. What is the nature of the message in question?
Requests.
Okay, but is it like a...
A day will be fine, Glean.
2 will be going to the Feywild, and 1 will be going to the palace.
Understood. Okay, well that one shouldn't take a day to send at all. We'll be able to have a runner take that over immediately. Lucky for you, today is one of our holy days, so we're glad to announce that all paper and penning supplies will be free for today for you to use.
Oh, Andy.
Thank you.
Of course. Please take these 3 letters. Is that all you'll need? Or would you require any more
Yes.
paper?
No, I will only need 3 parchments.
Alrighty. And they like hand you some of the ink that I said was designed perfectly to be able to be used underwater. And they gesture that there's a little table over in the corner. Wait, hang on. I should probably ask. Can you see?
No.
Yes.
He's
Alrighty.
very spiritual. I'm here to help him.
I understand. Please remember that first class shipping with letters of this size will be 2 gold per letter.
Put 10 gold on the table.
Thank you for your generous donation to the Postal Guild.
Alright. Alright, Gleam. What do you want me to write down?
I can write without my eyes. And then I'm going to quickly pen some letters. The first one to the Feywild, I would like to use my my knowledge in Feywild politics. I always know that the Goblin Court is ready and raring for another good scrap, another skirmish, or even a full-on war. So I'm going to try to enlist their aid.
Okay.
And in order to give them something of a little taste, I will promise them riches and plunder.
That is indeed
And-
what goblins like.
And advance on their salary. I have 268 gold in my purse, and I would like to put in this parcel 200 gold.
Alrighty then. And if you just watching Gleam do this?
Yes.
The second letter is going to go to my favorite undead, I suppose. The guy who I sent to the Feywild in the first place to cause mayhem and destruction.
Your favorite
I would like
undead,
to
you remember
recall
his
him.
name?
I forget his name.
Come on.
So I type what's his name?
What is his name?
Well, Glean, you're pretty good at history.
I'll-
Probably remember.
Don't make me do a fucking history check to remember this motherfucker's name.
His name was Salazar.
Salazar. See, I was completely wrong. I was like, is it Dominique? Yeah, Salazar. I'm going to write a letter to him asking him to come to here and join in on the fun because he wants to destroy and kill. Might as well kill fascists.
Huh?
The third one's going directly to the palace, and I'll direct message you what I am writing.
Are you trying to hide this letter from Andlith?
I'll make an effort to.
Andlith, are you trying to see this letter?
I'm going to whisper to Glean and be like, why aren't you letting me see this one?
You would not like its contents.
Fine.
Okay.
Just directed him with like someone of noble blood is coming.
Yeah, I'll let you guys pen that up. We can switch to Aether and Clink on the streets.
All right.
On the streets.
Yo, Burn Up is the worst show on television.
What are you?
Burp.
What are you up to?
So, my plan is to kind of just take a stroll through like the outer city, kind of see how things are going, and keep an eye out for any grung that look like they may be a potential freedom fighter.
So you're keeping an eye out to try and find a general vibe of the streets.
Yeah.
You roll me a little investigations if you'd like.
I can do that. That's a 21.
Okay. Clink, you looking around too?
Not for this, no.
All right. So, I'll say immediately, knowing the sort of like character that you are, you just like double take. You just let out this sort of sigh as you've immediately found the Thieves Guild. It's almost depressing how quickly you were able to find it.
Real subtle, guys. Good work.
It's just a big board that just says, "We are not the Thieves Guild. Go away."
Not the Thieves Guild.
Don't search here.
Look behind you, a distraction.
I'm gonna nudge Clank and point it out to her. Really?
That was easy to see.
This is what we're working with?
Definitely no criminal activity here.
Pay no mind to the man in the trench coat. Well,
Something else
guess we go in.
that you sort of like get the general vibe for as you're like walking streets as well is every single street, no matter what, has 4 guards patrolling it pretty much at most times. Like, you'd think that they're pretty evenly sort of like distributed around the place, but this place is like still, it's like guarded. You can sort of like see some sort of like slum areas where it looks like guards don't get, or the sort of like dark narrow alleyways and passages that it doesn't look like anyone's like wholesome is going down. But like the streets are heavily patrolled here. Make me another perception check real quick.
Okay. Active or passive?
Active.
Perception. There it is. 13.
Nothing at all.
Damn.
But no, you guys, you head on into the Thieves Guild, as per. It is a little bustling. I'm also gonna remind you, Cherry, please untick your water breathing for whoever you've applied it to.
That would be everyone.
Yep.
But me.
Well,
I mean, I can recast it though. So
no, that's what I mean. Is like make sure you're keeping track on it as well. You do head into the Thieves Guild, and it's a what's the word? Is it Locanth? Is that the race again?
Oh, the weird fish people that can't breathe outside of water?
Yeah.
Lokatha.
Locafa, that's the ones. Yeah, they've got like them kind of basically running the shop out here. And just giving you a big fish old stare as you sort of like come on in.
okay. I'm gonna pull up to the bar.
Uh-huh.
They look kind of cute.
I'm gonna say greetings.
It's
Okay,
just
they are a little cute.
this little fish behind the bar just like, hello? Don't get any tieflings down here.
Yeah,
Or
Sure.
birds.
we're passing through.
Gotcha.
Looking for some information.
That I can trade.
What does the socio-political climate here look like right now?
Well, Red King controls everything. His council, however, which runs the sort of mayoral and local decisions, are always a little bit at one another's throats. Inner city politics ain't really my thing, but out here I know for a fact that mayors are basically enforcing the law by the sword. Penalty for most crimes out here is swift death. Sometimes they make it slow, though, just to teach us lessons.
And what's the population doing about it?
Surviving.
There's gotta be people doing more than that.
Well, I don't tend to ask people's political alignments when I do trade with them.
Which is fair. But, there are certain types that just can't keep their mouth shut.
The types that can't keep their mouth shut down here are usually the first to the gallows.
Right. If there were to be dissenters loud enough to cause a public ruckus, where would they be kept?
Well, local guard stations a little down the way. Suppose you'd find it yourself if you followed the sound of stomping boots. If anyone's too loud, they'll get taken there. They'll draft up a cheap excuse and then toss them in the vent.
Okay then.
I could say that maybe I've come across a certain rumor or two in my time.
And how much would that rumor cost?
He just taps the bar.
5 gold.
Taps it again.
10 gold.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now. Now, you know that this outer city is big and sprawling and all that.
Indeed.
See, this place has been a pretty huge holy site for upwards of a couple thousand years now. People have flocked to this place and they've built upon what came before and built upon what came before that. Underneath our feet right now is the city that came before this one. Built into the side of the well, you can almost see it if you stand on the edge and you're not taken by the currents. Of course, kind of an abandoned shithole. No one goes down there, full of monsters, all that biz. But if I was gonna be moving anything suspicious through the city, I think I'd find a passage that they hadn't sealed up that goes down further into the depths.
You're too.
What was it?
I said you're too kind.
He just gives a little nod. I'd offer you something to drink, but I'm not quite sure you, land dwellers do too good with that down here.
It's a challenge for sure.
You just sort of
All
like
right.
slides over like across the bar, like what would usually be sort of like a bowl of peanuts, just like a bowl of shrimp.
Ooh. Atira chows down.
Take care in this city, Tiefling. I feel like the guards here would be especially interested to spill demonic blood. Or at least collect your demonic blood for their sick fuck of an emperor.
I can try. Alright, Clink. I think we're done here.
Yes, be done.
Alright. Ready to looking for another tunnel?
Where do you want to start?
Oh, my mouse batteries died.
No mouse for you, fucko. What is Anlif and Glean up to now that you've penned your letters?
Probably just looking to meet up, right?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything else you wish to do up here?
Glean, did you step away?
You probably
Yeah,
went off to
Glean,
find
I think
batteries.
Glean has a pet mouse now.
I'll just
Don't ask
assume
why
that you
somebody
guys
else-
are all meeting back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again late evening. The sort of like lamps in town are on, and in spite of all the sort of like shambling feet that are coming and going, it is still busy with guards out here. You watch as eventually this it almost looks like a small submarine type vehicle, but it's being pulled by like fucking sharks, right? Just like 2 sharks at the front of it,
How much shark power you that got?
and it's got just like bars on the side of it. You could just see that this is just like a fucking like a prisoner transport that's just moving through the sea. And it just looks like a fairly dystopian scene out. Put it like that. So what are we up to?
Okay. I got the letter sent for Glean. Have we met up yet, or are we just? Am I looking for them? I guess I'd have to look for them, right?
You guys have met up. I don't think it'll be too difficult to spot one another.
Yeah, you can just fill them in. I'm just going to fill them in. Yeah, we wrote some letters.
Reinforcements will be on the way.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Good.
Alright.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reinforcements will be on the way.
Ginger, for once, you're being too quiet.
Hello?
No, he's pretty like loud to me.
Yeah, I can hear him fine. I just have nothing to say for reinforcements.
Yeah.
Shit, an
Yeah, like-
acknowledgement. Okay.
Are we playing Monopoly?
Yeah, we need to acknowledge. All
I'm gonna
right.
worry that you guys have got up and
No.
walked off.
What have you two learned?
We've learned that there are some tunnels that some people are using for smuggling under the city's nose. Sounds like a good place for rebellion supplies.
Find the supply, find the rebellion.
Exactly. So, we gotta try to find a tunnel that leads into the catacombs to the old city.
And let's give me a
So we've
history
learned.
check.
All right.
A catacombs. Can I do a history check?
I'm doing a history check.
You can.
Now I'm doing a hit. No.
That's a 16.
I just had that thingy that lets me roll with advantage.
I get you.
Oh, I rolled 2 3s in a row. That's great.
Amazing.
If you've definitely heard of this. A bit like Paris, almost.
Perry.
Like there were some plagues that hit Van Haven in the past, and they just opened up passages to the old city, and just tossed corpses down there essentially. Like, it is not an unreasonable suggestion that if you find a graveyard, you'll be able to find a passage to the old city.
Okay.
The only graveyard you know of, though, is the Crypt of Honored Dead. It is the place where sacrifices are laid to rest.
I know one. But it's the Crypt of Honored Dead. It's where sea elves sacrifice people. And they're laid to rest there.
Oh, these sacrifices?
Yeah. We used to. Probably still do now under the current leadership.
Well,
If I had to guess, I think it's because we live much closer to our gods relatively to the surface dwellers. Our gods actively demand sacrifices and the old ways.
Sounds like we have a. I lost my thought that I was gonna have with that. Whoops. Well,
Those light will shine upon us in all endeavors, even at the bottom of the ocean.
This would be a lot easier if I wasn't in this orc body. You know how much ruckus could cause if I could claim to be a heir to the throne, someone with the bloodline to control Valdrakken? That would
I
cause
mean,
a ruckus.
You can still claim it.
Enlinth, my dear. You have
Yes.
forgotten the tools of war. And I hold
don't
up the
fight
crystal of
wars.
disguise self that I never used in the beginning of the campaign.
Chekhov's gun, baby.
I guess you're right. I want to use the mirror to make sure I get this disguise just right.
Roll me an Arcana check real quick.
Okay.
Since you're using the mirror.
Okay, that's a 19 plus 3, so that's a 22.
As you use this crystal of disguise self to revert back to your sea elf form, there's just a weird spark in the mirror. That's all.
Okay. Weird spark.
Yeah, just like a little weird sort of like crackle of arcane energy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're currently Andlif again.
All
Hey,
right.
looks like your normal self again.
Let's go find these rebels. Who knows? Maybe we can break up a sacrifice or two.
Enlinth
Ooh, that'd be
and
fun.
hello, Enlinth.
Okay,
go.
so you guys are making your way to the Crypt of Honored Dead?
Yep.
I'm assuming that Anlif, you're leading the way. Anlif, how sort of like well dressed are you? I just gotta ask.
I'm probably not well dressed. Doesn't do my clothes. Anlith isn't particularly creative. It's probably just the same clothes I was wearing as an orc, except shrunk down a bit.
Okay. I was about to say a wealthier looking sea elf traveling with a cohort of non-sea elves might give an impression down here. But no, you guys sort of like travel up north to the.
Well, I am
Crypt
a
of Honored
half
Dead.
sea elf, and most pure elves.
That is true.
You are
I
also heir to the kingdom.
Yeah, but how many people, especially out here, are going to recognize how the air looks?
Yeah, the Crypt of Honored Dead is a really grandiose, sort of like massive structure of a building. At its top, there is the they call it the sacrificial altar, but it's more like a giant chamber for sacrifice now. But like on the sort of like outsides are just sort of like stairs that lead further down into this sort of like huge spiraling tower, essentially, that just stretches down into the vent.
Okay.
This being the first time you've ever been here, I imagine it's very weird for you. Like hearing about this place where so many people used to have to die for no reason, and now they still do as well.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, that's you guys are definitely gonna get stopped at the door. You are
Can we
Andlif.
choose to sneak in? Like
Yeah.
not instantly like get ourselves spotted? We have
I'm
two
just putting
roads.
out that there are definitely like guards at the door of this, like any entrance. There's again, it's a big sort of tower that goes down into the earth, and there are passages on like the left-hand side and the right-hand side. But the big sort of like gate at the middle, it's reserved for actually like small vessels to get in. The sort of like sacrificial boats, they come from the Church of Sacrifice, all the way across the Vent, and they're sort of like brought here as a sort of like honorable thing to be sacrificed. But no, your approach is your own, but you get the feeling that the guards probably wouldn't allow non-sea elves in here.
Yeah, let's scope this place out.
All right then. So, is there like a perimeter we can check out, like side place we can go around this gate door thing?
You can roll me a little sort of like what are you trying to specifically look for?
Just look for other passages or ways around.
Okay.
I'm going to do my whole motivational speech, and I forgot the other spell. I think it's Inspiring Leader, Motivational Speech, and Aid. So that is 1 second level spell slot and 1 third level spell slot. And your temp HP, I have it written down in my notes. I don't know where though. There it is. You get 24 temp HP.
Alrighty.
Everyone.
24. Alright, 24. Did we heal from the last session, or am I still injured from my brain exploding?
Actually, I'm gonna say you're definitely still injured from the brain explosion, but everything else,
Yeah, because we rested at the party.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, so that's 24. So okay, I'll figure it out. I figured it out.
Yeah, you said you wanted to have a look around for like a secondary passage, and you can roll me a little investigation if you want, or perception if you prefer.
I'm
Update
better
my
at
audio
investigation.
equipment.
I'm much better at investigation. That's a 27.
Okay, so as you sort of like stood around the perimeter, you actually you get to see as a ship does come in, another sacrifice that's probably being prepared right now. All of the entrances that are at level are tightly secured. Like every door's got at least 2 guys on it. And you're sort of just like thinking of ways that you might get through here, and then you look up. And because this is a sort of like very overly complicated kind of building with just like all the like Gothic classic sort of like over design to it, you can actually see that there is like small sort of like archway behind like a statue that you could probably like squeeze into and get into the upstairs area. You're not really sure where that would put you inside of the building because you don't really have any layout for it, but it's not currently guarded. There are definitely guys like on the roof, but this specific entrance doesn't have anyone out in front of it.
All right. I'm gonna point out to this party.
Oh,
There's our entrance.
Okay.
All right. So this is up above, you said?
Yeah, it's like 70 meters up, honestly. So it's pretty like high up this sort of like huge ass building. However, it's not like you have to climb.
Yeah. We could have to be stealthy about it, though.
Oh, we can be stealthy, all right. That's not a problem.
That is not a problem. I can even be stealthy when I need to. In fact, I think that I think right now I'm gonna wild shape into a fairy dragon.
No mischief was ever done as a fairy dragon.
Nope, never.
We never stole gems that were technically already ours.
We double dipped.
It's such a One Piece moment.
But yeah, what are the rest of you doing? Any
I
other
need to try to
plans,
find a way
or-
up. I need to try to find a way up there. So, is there
Just
a way?
wait.
Oh, we just. Oh yeah, right. Forgot we're underwater.
Well, we're going to be swimming in the open, though. That's why I was wondering. Not a lot we can hide behind there.
Need to
It
figure
is
out what
again a
phase
very
right now
sort of
want.
like gothic, over-designed kind of like structure. It's possible, especially in like Clink tier, you're sort of like thief brains. You could probably get in some shadows,
Alrighty.
but it would need a stealth check, of course.
Of course. That's 25.
Yeah, it's just a moment where you sort of like you're walking along normally, and then you immediately just dodge sideways. You're in the shadow, and you can move up.
All right then. Up we go.
I won't make the fairy dragon roll any stealth because you're tiny. I don't think anyone can even see you, or at least no one's looking out for you.
I think I'm just like latched onto one of the crew's arms.
Link, and Lift, what's the game here?
I
I
I
guess
mean, if we are just stealthing up, I just rolled a 23.
Again, just
I rolled
slipping in.
dirty 20.
All right. Luckily for you all, you just sort of like, I think you all like find the exact same window, and you just go whoop, right into like the side of this place. It's done so naturally and quickly that you're just in the shadows, and then you can swim right up. At the top,
Right.
you can sort of like see the statue and the area that this comes out into. Think the Cathedral of the Deep. This is kind of like the rafters section.
Okay.
Okay.
Like it is
I have
just
no
these
rep-
big sort of like stone sort of like bridges that are supposed to like hold up chandeliers and stuff.
Massive chandeliers.
Yeah, big old chandeliers. Down at the bottom, you can see a really sort of like holy site to a lot of zealots. It is the sacrificial altar that has, throughout the years, it has been purposefully stained red. I'm gonna say as well, the air in here tastes metallic.
Tastes like blood.
Yep. And as you guys
Air.
are coming in, you can sort of like see as they are preparing someone to be sacrificed right now.
Kalima.
They've got like this old sea elf lady, and she's wearing like some sort of like almost saintly kind of, but pretty sort of like basic robes. There's someone who's swinging a censer, and it's sort of just like bubbling away into the air.
Okay.
And,
Does she seem happy or sad about this?
you can roll me a perception, insight.
Also, you can't see.
No,
Also-
I
Yeah, you
thought I
can't.
can't.
see.
Wait, am I still blind if I'm if I polymorph? Not
Actually,
polymorph.
no, because that would be lame as shit if you were still blind when you polymorphed.
Oh, all right then.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be terrible? It's like, hey, magic user, yeah, you're blind, yeah, but
You're
you can't polymorph eyeballs.
I turned into a blind cave bear.
Or
Or
Okay, insight is connected to
They're like
wisdom.
bone.
Gotcha. Shut the fuck up. I hate you. I rolled a 17.
okay, she's stoic. She's neither happy nor sad about this. She's just resigned to the fact.
She's resigned to the fact. Okay.
She's like, I don't know. You can sort of tell that this is probably something. She's not being forced to do this, at least
I
Alright.
see. Okay. Well,
from what you can tell.
do we want to interrupt this, or do we want to use it as a distraction?
I think I don't. Well, actually, I can't give my piece because none of you speak Draconic.
Yes, I do.
Oh, what? That's amazing.
Chekhov's
Did-
Draconic
did,
speech.
Did you completely forget that one of my
Yes.
my orphan friends was a kobold and could speak Draconic and talk Clink?
That's great.
Oh, you speak like redneck Draconic.
You speak slap.
You speak slap.
But yeah, no, you can see
Yup.
like she's laying down on the altar right now, and the high priest is giving like a sermon. He's literally holding a dagger above her.
Do we start
Yup,
the party
little Draken,
now?
what we
can
doing?
make it to the tunnels, or should we just go down and use it?
I
as
can
distraction?
cast Major Image in this form. I can save her and cause a distraction.
I mean, if you don't save her, I can also cause a distraction.
I will cause a distraction.
All right. So where should we be moving next?
You're going to disrupt this ritual. I will
I'm
say
going
as
to
well,
cast
there are
Major
a
Image.
lot of guards in the room. If that changes anything.
Oh boy, here we go, killing again.
And do us a lot of good, really good, a lot of good sneaking in here. We got to fight in the first
what
room.
should I summon? I'm going to cast Major Image in the center of the room. Ooh, what can I do? I'll summon a troglodyte, because apparently they smell bad, like really, really bad.
You smell underwater?
Oh, are we still underwater even inside the cave in the temple and the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we in Zelda? Are we playing Zelda right now?
Air's been outlawed. Aired locations have been outlawed.
Air is illegal.
Anlif, you know that specifically it's because the fucking, like, Dread King is, again, a massive fucking racist, and he believes that the cultural identity of the Sea Elves is breathing water.
Okay.
So anything that they do to try and, like, aid anyone else, that's like, no, that's actually getting rid of our culture. So they've enforced no air.
This is just the Quebecois then.
Let's go back
Huh?
up to the things.
Kazoon tight. Bless you.
Bless you.
This is just the French Canadians.
Can troglodytes exist underwater?
No, I didn't realize that we were still underwater. I'll summon like a giant like scary sea creature or something, like a fucking living reef, basically just a giant crab.
Okay. Let me roll a dice real quick and check something. Where's my fucking
How does
dice
Major
roller?
Image work?
I will read it very soon. 1 second.
Okay. And also, who has the Ring of Silence? We should put the Ring of Silence on the.
I think we gave it to one of the
Spellcaster.
rogues.
It's
So you
me.
create an image of an object, a creature, or some visible phenomenon that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. The image appears in a spot that you can see within range. Blah blah blah. It seems completely real. It seems completely real, including sound, smells, temperature, and appropriate to the thing being detected. You can't create sufficient heat or cold to cause damage. A sound loud enough to deal thunder damage or deafen a creature. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. It's a good thing I read that then.
Yeah, it
thing
specifically
I
says you
didn't
can't do
summon a
troglodyte
troglodyte.
stench.
Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't summon a troglodyte. So as long as physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion. Okay, so basically it's a giant hologram.
Okay. I think
Pay no
this
mind to the
doesn't
frog behind the
have
curtain.
the effect that you expect it to. As there is a general sort of like gasp and a murmur from everyone, the priest kneels down and prostrates himself before this thing, and everyone else around the room sort of like bows their head solemnly. Because
Who?
as far as they're concerned, this is like a fucking miracle by the looks of things.
Alright, we
And they
better
are
move.
just like worshipping a creature that has randomly appeared.
I'm going to have it rhythmically like pinch its claws, as if it's like doing some sort of dance to distract them further, and then I guess let's fucking book it.
right, go, go.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So, like, just progressing across these rooftops. Rafters, I should say. You can sort of, like, find this back passage. You assume that, like, the constructors, like, built a passage like this just so they could get up to these levels. There's a sort of, like, barely maintained, scraggly sort of staircase. This is definitely sort of, like, behind the scenes of a big building, you know? It's not supposed to be neat because nothing neat happens back here. And yeah, it's sort of just like a very rectangular, descending sort of like staircase. And as you guys go down it, you can see that there are just multiple different sort of like doors to exit levels.
Wait, I can
Almost like-
start my shit.
Almost like this is the sort of like spine that sort of like connects this building.
Before I go down the stairs, is there a mark of like the Sea Elf royal family that I would have been a part of that I know about?
You can roll me a little, like, what kind of mark are you thinking of here?
I want what would be my royal seal, I guess, or my family.
Are you part of a?
royal seal.
Are you a part of a cadet branch, not the main royal line?
I think.
Yes. Technically, you're a. It's one of those situations where the family tree is so worn out. You are, in fact, probably next in line for the throne, possibly
Yeah.
7th. But like, everyone else has been so wildly hunted that it's impossible to say. You can do a little history check if you want to know what your insignia is.
All right, that's 24.
You have a pretty good idea.
I'm
like,
going to engrave it on one of the walls with my blade. I'll probably have to turn it into a dagger, but yeah.
You can do that, yeah.
I'm going to just start tagging shit.
What do you think the rest of your people is? Your family?
That's a good question. I think
Whatever
Alice
you
would have
want.
only seen it. Oh, I'm going to have to think about it then.
You can think about it. It's fine. It doesn't have to come up now.
It's a crab.
Crap.
Oh, crab.
I think it wouldn't not be because, or is Blue Pearl just like a fake name that we picked? But I'm thinking like, would it not be like an oyster? Because oysters make pearls.
It could be an oyster, yeah.
All right, there you go.
Alrighty. Is there any other heraldry?
I have no idea. I'm not creative right now. I'm too focused on.
It's cool.
Look, heraldry can be as complex or as simple as just a clamshell on a basic background.
Yeah. But no, you've definitely seen the symbol before. Now that you know that it belongs to you and your family, it's even more so easy to sort of like memorize when you were reading a book on sort of like sea elf lineages and stuff, and royal families as part of your like history courses. But yeah, you guys proceed on downwards. Again, this being the sort of like back passageway of the building, there's no one really here at all.
Okay.
It just descends deeper and deeper into the crypt. You can feel free to, however, try any of the doors at whatever depth you would like.
I think we need to go low, right? We need to go into the old city.
Makes sense.
Yep. So we gotta go
I think
lower.
we're just going to probably open a random door as we're going down.
Okay. Light travels really difficultly back here, and I'm gonna say as it's getting lower, it's definitely getting darker.
I think, isn't that a problem only for Clink? Oh, I guess Gleam is going to glow in the dark now, which might be
I'm a
obvious.
dragon, so that doesn't happen anymore. I do
Oh, okay.
have dark vision though.
Okay.
I do also have the dark vision spell now, so
Oh, okay.
Does
Wonderful.
dark
If it-
vision
if it
give
ever
you vision
needed.
in the dark?
So what dark vision does is it treats dim light as bright light and darkness as dim light, or something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
I have 60 feet of dark vision. I don't know about anyone else.
I also have 60 feet.
Also 60
Yeah.
feet.
That's what the spell would do. Or I could just cast light.
Because for all of you dark vision havers, even still, there are just like no lights down here. It is dark light. It's dim.
It's dim.
What you're saying is I'm
I
infinitely
can't say very
invisible.
much. It's like dark. It's like I almost said Dark Souls. It's like Dark Souls.
My God, I'm gonna find the Hand of Manus down here.
But yeah, you reach a place low enough down that even with like peering through the darkness, you can see that the sort of like old stone staircase is just kind of like shattered, and the bottom of this place seems to just be like boarded and rubbled up. Like it doesn't go any lower right now, as far as you can tell, through all of the rubble, sort of like dirt.
All right, I guess we just opened the door then.
Okay. Let me see which room I'm out in.
Slowly, we're slowly opening it.
Of course. Alright, this is sufficiently morbid. You emerge into
Hello?
a crypt.
Hi.
Hello.
There are like slots on the wall where like you imagine that bodies would be interred in like stone coffins. They aren't. In spite of how ancient this place is, there are currently no bodies that have been sort of like buried right
Oh
here.
motherfucker!
If I had
I
to
swear
guess,
to God, if we start fighting Skyrim Draugrs, I'm gonna get pissed.
water draggers, loggers.
You can investigate
If
that
I had
if
to
you'd like.
guess, I can investigate it. But if I'm going to make an educated guess, is that the Lich is probably taking bodies to make an undead army. That's an investigation of
Only the army of the living dead.
24.
I'm not sure how much of this you'll want to share out loud, especially when it clicks with you. But it is immediately apparent to you that in the Sea Elf sort of like dialects and sort of like Aquan, the names that are on the plates here are Grung names.
These are Grung graves.
Grung?
No one's home.
Can I try to get more context, like why they were buried here? I guess maybe in the old city, the Grung were treated better, and not as slaves.
Yeah, you know from history that it has definitely been better for other races down here in the past. Like, at some points, even treated as sort of like equals. It is entirely possible that the Grung were also, at other points in history, considered valuable so, for like sacrifices too.
How do I say this? I want to look for something that gives me legal, like something I can hold up and declare that we should be treating Grung equally. I don't even know what that is. Some sort of evidence or proof I can keep.
You
with
hold
me.
up Glean.
Hold it.
Look at this
Well, that's
boy!
a logical thing.
Just look at this boy! We should
Behold,
treat
a
him
man.
right!
Like the frogs.
He does the asynchronous blink as you're holding him up.
You can roll me a little perception if you want to look for something like that's a real sort of like. There you go.
24.
Okay. I'll say that in sort of examining these, you find one of the plates. Because like all of them say what their sacrifice was sort of for. Like most of them just say for and then the god, for god, for god. But like one at the sort of like center of one of these says for Frel. That's F apostrophe Frel. Sacrificed to end the blight which has caused the death of thousands.
Yep, that's a plaque that's worth keeping.
But yeah, none of the actual bodies are in the crypt.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, I thought my phone alarm went on my microphone.
No. Okay.
I'll say from the general look of this place as well, you do get the sense that, like, this level is old.
Okay. Well, I guess we should just continue on then.
All right. So all of the burial spots are empty entirely, right?
If I had to guess,
Actually,
what's better than a
hang
live
on.
grung for labor?
I probably should have flavored this a little different, but I'll say that there's probably definitely some sea elves names here, and they're still in coffins.
Oh.
Wait, so they only took out the grung ones?
I discreetly searched through the coffins without Anlith.
You're gonna discreetly sort of like,
How discreet? How discreet are you being?
I'm going to discreetly desecrate this grave.
Yep.
you can sleight of
Roll
hand this
me.
for me. These are
Yeah.
they're coffins, but they're open. Sleight of
I'm
hand
going to
versus
balance it.
like
Perception.
yeah. Or would it
Alright,
be passive perception because you're not looking
It's-
for it directly?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
passive perception. It would be.
I mean, it's a nat
Alright,
20 on. It's a nat
Okay.
20 with a plus 10 sleight of hand. So
You can go
Oh, it's
ahead
enough
and
for me.
add 24 gold's worth of like jewelry to yourself.
okay.
It's
I'll
just sort of
make
like
that
just
gold.
pilfer it
I'll make-
off of a corpse.
I'll just make that gold right away.
I see nothing.
Yay. Is Atira a bad tiefling? Probably.
Yeah, you're
Never.
one. You're
Was it funny? Absolutely, it was fucking funny.
It was funny, and it made me richer. So
alright.
Alright.
guess we keep going. So I'm guessing either the rebellion reclaimed the grung bodies, or the Lich decided that dead labor is better than live labor.
that's true. You don't need to feed a corpse.
Lean is just looking at the nameplates.
Figure out what happened here, Glean.
Hey Glean, can you roll me a little wisdom check?
Wisdom check.
I feel like you'd be able to put the pieces together here.
You would be right. Natural 20.
This is the Temple of Honored Dead. It kind of says something that the Grung have been removed.
Oh no, Glean.
Okay,
It's okay, Glean. We'll make everything better.
Just kind of having a Gimli style just cry out when they go to the mines of Moria.
No!
Wah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you get the gist. Wow, wow, cry.
Yeah.
Cry sad.
But yeah, it's entirely sort of like apparent that, like, whether they were raised or not as labor, like, the fact that they're not here anymore means at some point in time someone just changed the rules and said that Grung should not be allowed to be honored. Aside from that, though, this is the sort of like deepest level that you guys are able to access, and it doesn't look like there's any passages into the lower city right here. maybe it doesn't look like it. I mean, what are you guys doing?
Let's do a look-see. Because we're just looking for like the any like signs of like rebels. Isn't that what we're looking for? I guess they might stay away from the big temple.
We're trying to get into the catacombs in the
Which are
Undercity.
below
and
us.
yes, and the entrance is through this temple. So, yeah, march onward further down, hopefully trying to find that entrance.
Yeah. I think Fairy Dragon Glean is just gonna scratch the holy symbol of Soul into the wall and then just keep going.
Ooh, roll me a religion check.
Give me an extra 20, please. Please, I need it. Yeah. 19.
19. Okay. I'm gonna say that the shaft that you guys just climbed down is not dim light anymore.
Oh.
Oh, we can just see it.
It's not dim light anymore because as you go back out there and you sort of like look up and then down again, you can see that ginormous sort of like pile of rubble that's blocking the path down. There's something glowing behind it.
I'm going to
Alright.
fly over.
You're
Or I
gonna
guess swim over, because I'm still in...
yeah.
What is
Or under
swimming
the
than
water.
flying through water?
Or under the water.
What is a man but his worth in swimming?
A
But
featherless biped, of course.
You sort of like look down and it is just lodged shit essentially. There's no organization here. It's just whatever's lodged down there is just blocking any passage further down.
Scratchy, scratchy, scratchy.
Can I try to break it down with my sword?
With a sword.
Or actually, I can use my gun actually. But my gun doesn't need to be in air to work.
You can roll me an attack damage.
That's a 24 damage. I max rolled my damage.
Okay. How does sound travel underwater?
Very,
Very
well.
well.
Okay.
Someone should have stopped me.
There is
I figured a sea elf would know about that.
a little bit of a sort of like shockwave as an echo of an explosion travels up the spine of this building. As this rubble sort of dislodges and starts sort of like sinking down, a huge sort of like bubble, sort of like pocket of some sort of like gas just sort of like rises up past you as well.
Okay.
What are you guys doing? The passage lower is open.
I'm
Let's
going
go
towards the
reach into
light.
the.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
moving.
The light's
Where's
gone.
Towards the light.
The light's gone?
The light is gone.
Still schmoving.
You blue balled me again, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna
Or
look
the-
up in the sky.
Or the light was a guiding light to say, go this way.
Oh,
Think,
forgive me, soul. For I am
Think
a
with-
dense motherfucker.
think with brain meats.
Okay. Didn't frog.
But yeah, you guys head down into these depths, and this place just immediately like tone shifts. Like if the place above was like an old sort of like still kind of maintained crypt, down here is just the rotten foundations. This is the sort of place that you would dig up and lift. There is
Yeah.
nothing
Treasure.
sort of like well put together about this place. Like the walls are cracked in places, the doors are just gone essentially.
Well, this is not just the old church. Oh, the old city church before. What event was it?
It wasn't really an event. It was just one. Oh no, there was
There
sort
were a
of
lot
huge
of them.
plagues. Through history, they have just built on top of the sea like twice. But as you guys sort of like descend further, the walls are just cracked open altogether. You find yourself looking out into almost a cave system, but you can clearly see how this is just like this is just like old buildings. Like the architecture style has changed completely. It's like that guy who went and discovered Troy by blowing up the city above it. You guys have found
Schliemann.
Troy.
Just like my gun blew up the rubble.
I'm a British person.
He was German. Actually, he was Prussian.
How does it feel, Ginger?
Damn, hella turn tables.
Okay.
He didn't even find Troy. He blew Troy up and found
blow
something
up
underneath
Troy.
it.
What a dumbass.
I know what to do. I'll use TNT for this delicate work. What could go wrong?
I mean, they used it to scalp. No, not scalp. Sculpt. There we go. Mount Rushmore. I need a drink.
But yeah, ahead of you, you can see just the Undercity sort of like outstretches.
All right. Is there any signs of life down here,
Fishies.
or maybe unlife? I'm most
Fish.
specifically looking for the rebellion. That's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, I'll say as you guys are sort of like stepping out into this place, you sort of like look over, and this place is quite literally built sort of like underneath the other place. Like you can sort of like peer out and you can see light coming from the side of the vent that this is now a part of. You are just like physically one layer deeper underground, and looking for signs of life. Probably a little looking for life roll
Talk to the fish.
All right.
as a dragon.
I'll use perception. I got a 1d8.
I got a 15.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to cancel my. You know what? It served its purpose. I'm gonna cancel my wild shape.
Okay. You got a 21.
And then I.
0.8.
Okay. I'll say you're able to spot this before it becomes a problem.
Okay.
You, again, sound travels great underwater. You hear a rattling and a creaking. In spite of how sort of like barren these caves are, or like how tight they are now that like the city above has sort of collapsed in on them, you're able to just sort of like realize that there's something big dragging itself through the streets here.
Something big. I'm going to switch to my trident because I don't want to make too much noise.
It's Bale.
But yeah, you can sort of like sense that like it is definitely approaching down whatever street this used to be.
So it's coming towards us.
Yes. And
Should
you
we
are
get
aware enough to be able to do something about it.
All right. I'm going to tell. We should get ready. It's coming right towards us.
All right, should try hiding.
Oh yeah, hide.
I'm just gonna casually ask the fish that are around me, "Hey, what's going towards us?"
It's real cash.
Casually, he said.
Yeah, just hey, how's it going? What's going on? What's happening? What's going on? What's coming towards us?
Casually by spending the spell?
Yeah.
Speak? Okay. You just get like a little like voice come back and just says, "Oh, I'm out of here. You should get out of here."
Oh. I don't know. I can totally imagine what this fish is doing when he says that. I don't know. I'm gonna he just darts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow the fish.
The fish just like swam up into like a passage in the ceiling, like a small crack, and just like dipped through it.
Ah, shit! I can't fit through there now.
You just hear a voice from inside, who's just like, "Ah, you should probably like swim away, or just fucking." I wouldn't be here if I was
What do you want
buddy.
from me, man?
I think we can kill it.
All right.
We
You
should
know what I'm
we should
gonna
hide
do?
first.
You know what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do?
hide
I'm gonna
first.
lay. I'm gonna like lay as flat as I possibly can and turn it to a frog pancake.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna hide.
Yeah. I'm also hiding.
You know what I? Oh
I'm
shit!
also
You
hiding.
know what I can do real quick? This is what I'm gonna do real quick before he shows up. I'm gonna cast what is it called? I'm gonna cast plant growth on myself.
You're going to cover yourself in like seaweed and kelp.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get some stealth checks? You can give me an advantage for your little
23.
kelping.
Advantage. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no, specifically Glean. Because he,
Oh,
he
just
kelped
specifically?
himself.
I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't do very well. I think I might have just done the equivalent of like wearing a ghillie suit in the middle of a mall.
I have an 18.
I got a 12.
I'm going to
I
go
got
in
an
Inspiration
8.
Diet at Terra.
I have plus 10 stealth.
I got an 8.
Add a +4 to that. Okay, well, someone's fucked anyways.
No, just let me be fucked.
Yeah, okay. I gave 4 to Terra.
Alright, 16 then.
So you can sort of see as above the tree line, not tree line, above the sort of like buildings, just
Coral
sort of
line?
like cresting through this sort of like cave, is this sort of like gray, sort of like sphere, and as it sort of like turns the corner, it immediately, Glean, I'm pretty sure you can see that it spotted you. There's the form of a giant snail.
A giant snail?
A giant snail.
Hi.
And
Oh yeah, you can talk to it.
Hello.
and a second, just gotta check something here.
Snail
Like cast
voice.
salt.
No, don't cast salt.
Wait, hang on.
It's a
Yeah,
sea snail.
I was gonna say it's gonna definitely has to be a sea snail because otherwise the salt water's shriveled this bitch up.
It sort of just like rears up, and these things don't have mouths, do they? They can't produce sound, can
They got mouths.
Can they
Yeah,
sound?
they have mouths. So how did they eat? Yeah, they have mouths.
They don't have weird bug mouths.
They have
Even a
like big.
proboscis?
They have scrapey mouths. They use it to scrape stuff off the place where they're moving.
Gross.
Glean, this thing just rears up and starts moving towards you.
Is it not saying anything?
Oh, I come in peace. Hello. Hi. Hey, hi. Hello. How you doing?
It's not saying anything.
Oh, I think it's getting a little bit too close to Glean.
Hey.
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 Okay, fine.
Hey.
Not saying
Come
anything.
over here. Come on over here. I'm gonna scoot away.
You're gonna scoot away?
Yeah. Come on over here.
Are you trying to just
Oh.
outpace this thing constantly?
Yeah.
How fast is it?
You'd say it's probably going at 15 feet a turn. The only measurement in D&D.
You ever think about how, like, in video games, like, when you make a character small, they become faster, and when they become bigger, they become slower? It should be the other way around. Because they got more ground to cover when you're small.
Oh, D&D does that, but it's still lame.
But yeah, what are you trying out here?
I'm
Glean?
moving down the corridor and drawing the snail away from the rest of the party.
Rest of the
I'm
party?
I'm casting Sickening Radiance in front of it, so that it's about to move into it.
Okay. C turns weird and green in front of it. Is that How close is that, do you reckon, to you?
To
It
who?
depends how far away did Glean run away from, and where were we?
You know what? I'm going to assume that it's just coming up to the side of you guys now, so...
Oh,
It-
can I stab it?
If you'd like, yeah.
Alright.
Okay, then I'm not doing sickening radiance.
I'm not going to do anything fancy for this attack. I'm just going to do like Green Flame Blade. 'Cause I don't want to make Booming Blade because noise travels well, and that's a nat 20. Alright! That's going to be 13 damage, doubled on a crit, 26.
Okay. Alrighty. Is it also doubled because of sneak?
I'm not as a rogue.
Oh, I thought everyone's was on sneak.
Nope.
No.
Critical doubles it, but not sneak.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get sneak attack die, but you have to like be special spec for it.
Alright, we're gonna treat this
Alright.
like the first round of combat. This is a surprise round. You have just stamped into this ginormous snail. What else are you guys doing?
Give it a little green flame burn.
Agree.
Are
Wait,
we-
does it have a shell or is it just
It's a snail.
like
Ain't no
You
slug.
know what? Roll me a perception on that front.
only a perception? Yeah, I deserve it.
That's a tiny
All
shell.
right,
It's
that's a
itty-bitty.
19 plus a 9, so 28.
Got a weird shell on it.
Weird shell. Okay.
Don't know what's so weird about it, but it's weird.
Try to keep the shell intact. It looks weird.
If I have not overstated, by the way, this thing is a big old fucking snail. This is like a building tall.
We fought a giant.
Yeah,
I
what are the
killed
rest of
God.
you guys doing?
Or a god.
I'm gonna aim at its face and do Rome's Binding Ice.
I'm going to be aiming at its face and shooting some shots.
You gonna do roidy boidy doidy?
Does your powder work
Roidy
underwater?
boidy doidy.
Love and hate work down here, I think.
Okay.
So Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's interesting for me, actually. It passes on a critical success. How much
On a
damage
triple
does it
success.
take? Anyway, on a crit success.
On a critical success, it would take no damage if it passes.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yep.
As you cast like ice at this thing, you'd imagine like this would freeze anyone, or this would at least hurt this thing. You can even see it's like flesh icing up, but it keeps moving.
Oh, is it one of those slug? Or not
Oh wait, no, half as much damage, but isn't hindered by ice, so it will take. It takes half of 3d8. So let's have a look. It only takes. Oh my god, those were some shit rolls. It takes 5 damage.
Okay. Yeah, it, like you can see it thrusting up. It's not thrashing or anything. Moving almost sort of like very static. Hey, Tira?
So my attack rolls with love and hate were 12 and 22.
The 22 will definitely do it, yeah.
Alrighty. Back. So. Let's see. Got 7d6 damage going its way.
Oh, yeah?
Boom, boom.
4, 7, 10, 15, 20. 28 or wait, 28 plus so 34 damage.
Okay. Alrighty, and Glean, are you doing anything this turn?
I guess since we're just piling on this guy. Eldritch Blast.
Or Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. 14 and 19.
Yeah, those will hit.
Eight total damage.
Interesting. All right, that's everything for your turns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the snail's turn, after being just like surprise blasted by a bunch of people,
Anyways, I started blasting.
it immediately stops moving, just completely static. You're finally able to see what was so weird about the shell on this thing's back. From both sides, left and right, a hatch opens, and all of a
Spike!
sudden, all of a sudden, just like 4 guys pile out. They're wearing just like this fucking very heavy-looking, strange-looking armor and pointing rifles, and they're just like, "Freeze! Freeze! Who are you?"
Are we able to discern what race they are?
Yeah. What language are they are? What
They're speaking
language
Aquan,
is this?
actually.
Alright, so it's just me. Better
Grungle.
questions. Who are
They
you?
don't look like any of the guards you've met.
Are they grung?
They are
Yeah.
not Grung.
They would be.
Okay.
I would hope they wouldn't be speaking Aquan if they were grown.
Let me guess. You're no friends of the current leadership.
Are there any undead with you?
No.
They're still pointing these sort of like weapons at you, just sort of like a little on edge.
Glean, can you heal the snail?
Yeah, I'll cast Cure Wounds and Healing Word on the snail. Oh, it gets 8 wounds back. Actually, wait, no, shit. I didn't read that right, did I?
8 wounds back.
Did you have a strong?
No.
You're
We're
just
thinking of
quite strong
Warhammer
for
terms,
a
I
game.
guess. Plus my spellcasting ability, so it'd be 8 plus 7. 15.
Okay. Yeah, they sort of like see that you're like patching up the snail. Again, the giant sort of like snail is pretty just immobile. And one of them just steps forward and removes this almost kind of like pretty high-tech looking helmet. And just like locks eyes with Angler. And you can see another sea elf staring back at you.
Okay.
And they're just like, what do you think you're doing down here? What is this?
We're here looking for a rebellion.
Well,
Looking to aid one specifically.
serious? Just like that?
Yes. You don't look like the guards up top. And to be frank, even with your big snail and your rifles,
You know not of who you are speaking to, sir.
I'm not going to pull that card yet, Glean. I don't like it.
That's ma'am, actually. And
Are you not a knight?
He's blind, forgive him.
Where am I?
she takes this rifle that she's holding. And she's like, I get the feeling you don't know who you're talking to either. And just fires it at a building. This beam of just fucking energy just like shoots through this building. And she just like points the gun back down and she's like,
Okay.
we're with the Technologicals. Legion 48. I'm gonna have to ask you to come with us.
Are you from the future?
Well,
No.
if you're gonna be open,
I have not seen you in the great game.
You can't say anything right now.
Yeah.
Um,
this is awkward. I guess if she chooses to change languages and speak to you.
She's
I'm just
definitely
scratching
humoring
my
you.
head.
Alright.
She is in fact humoring your language.
How do I factor? How do I? What? Where? Who are? What? Okay. I just go to a corner real quick and I sit down.
I'll tell you who I am in one condition. You are not aligned with the Red Tide. Correct?
Correct. As I said before, we're the technologicals. I don't
And
believe in any
you
of
know
their
what group
cultish sacrificing mumbo jumbo or any of these stupid rituals or gods.
and do you know of a group called the Seers?
No.
Fine. I am Anlith Bluepearl, a half sea elf who
Just from across the room. Heir to the throne.
yes, heir to the throne.
Well, my people don't have a monarch that we recognize.
That's fine by me.
Good. You're still going to be coming with us.
Oh yes.
She puts her helmet back on and just like gestures for the other guys. And they clamber back inside of a snail shell and it starts moving again.
Alright, I guess we just follow them.
Very slowly.
Okay. You are escorted through these old city tunnels by these like figures. She's walking alongside you, just like holding this gun. It doesn't look like any of the guns that the people in the city use, but
Look like
Yes.
the guns that the fascists use.
no, that's what I mean. It kind of doesn't look like them, but at the same time, it's got enough similarities. And yeah, you just sort of like gonna keep following on.
Yes.
As you're sort of just like taken through this sort of like again like really sort of like scraggly sea. It just looks like you're going down like a normal old abandoned street, and then in front of you, the snail just vanishes.
I'm going to follow the snail. I'm guessing it's like an invisible wall or something. Or not an invisible wall, but illusionary wall? Illusion?
Illusory.
Just going to walk it.
Alrighty. As you step through this illusory barrier, you come out into honestly an incredibly elaborate sort of like dry dock. Like there are at least 4 submarines parked in here. This place is like huge. There are people coming and going, sort of like working on repairs. There's a pocket of air here that you are breathing suddenly as well. You can sort of like see just like lined up alongside this sort of like fake wall is just like these sort of like magic looking sort of like projector pieces of equipment, and they're both holding back the water and like by the looks of things projecting the illusion too.
Okay.
And you're sort of led through here. You can see, Glean, you can see a lot of weapons, the likes of which that as an artificer you never saw, not even in Skyvia.
I think Glean is just like kind of sat like on the floor, not in like just. He's kind of in everyone's way, and it's just like doing this. Like he's just like trying to factor everything in. Okay, but so there's people here, and they're air, and then there's the submarines, and then there's the thing, and
Yeah,
Tira's
she-
gonna lean down and Clink and be like, I think we found the thing we're looking for.
Either there's thing and we're just gonna okay. And then the thing's that we go there. No, that doesn't make sense.
The only thing I'm really looking for is a submarine that looks like the ones the Seers used.
Then,
While I'm following along with this snail.
but if we did it with that, then we could do.
You can have a
no,
perception
that
check,
doesn't work
yeah.
either.
Perception. I like how Clean is just mumbling. Alright, that's a 19.
You can't really tell submarines apart that well.
Okay.
But it doesn't look
What
like the one
happens
you
if
saw
we use
before.
this? No.
And as you're sort of like led through, this sort of like snail is sort of like taken into this sort of like workshop. Immediately, some like people are just like taking a device up to like the part of its head that you shut off, a tier, and they're just like applying this device to it, and it looks almost like it's shooting flesh onto its head.
What the fuck?
The
And-
Medigun.
As you're sort of brought through, the lady who brought you here just like waves to someone who comes over, not wearing a helmet, this one, but still wearing this sort of like beefy sort of armor, and she's like, "Who are these?" She just goes like, we found him in the tunnels. Had a little bit of an altercation, but they say they're not with the tide." And he just sort of like nods, just says, "Dismissed," and turns to you. It's like, "Well, your name and purpose for being here."
Captain
And
Tira.
this Blue Pearl. Oh, I guess I should let the captain go first.
Captain Tira. This is my crew. We're here to kill some liches.
Do I know my family name? In like proper. Now, because you said like I know the symbol now, and, like royal bloodlines.
Do you know your family name? It's up to you.
I suppose I do, because I remembered if I was studying the bloodlines enough to remember like which symbol specifically used, I should know the name the symbol
I
belongs.
studied
to.
the blade.
It's up to you, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
But no, the guy, he sort of like turns and he like lets out a hand for a handshake and just says, the Commander Race, 48 Legion.
I shake it.
He just shakes back and is just like, what brings you down into these depths?
Said before, we're here to kill some liches.
One specifically.
No easy task
Yeah.
without a lot of religion or a lot of firepower.
We got both of
Hello.
those.
Hello, I'm Firepower.
Oh, I have magical firepower, so
And that one over there is religion. I
The
point to Clean.
sun. The sun.
Did it blind him?
The sun didn't.
I can see perfectly fine. I'm just trying to figure things out over here.
I'm going to say two things. First, we plan to take the throne, so I have political power to bargain for the resurrection of my mom after she was murdered. And then secondly, I plan to abdicate the throne because I have no interest in ruling this. I simply wish for it to be in a better state for our people and those that live with us.
I'm glad that you said that second thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been letting you leave. We don't believe in a monarch. Not at all.
I'm still
I don't either.
someone.
So
Yes, but the intricacies of Val Jackin. They require the blood of a monarch,
According to
according to the legends, the tales.
enough gunpowder can get through anything,
Yes, but would
and
it be
enough
better
technology
if I...
can replace any of the systems in this godforsaken, decrepit place.
Why replace it from scratch if I were to welcome you to make adjustments to it? But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
With respect, I don't
For
really view you as a political figure right now.
Oh, me neither.
I
This is a last-ditch effort. But we're going to find the phylactery of the Lich. We're going to break it and then kill the Lich.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you want to go searching for that?
What other choice do we have? If we kill him as he is, he'll simply, wherever his phylactery is, that's where he'll go.
We know where it
And-
is.
Do
His
you know?
patron god holds it. Leviathan.
big snake.
Yeah.
You know, I met a big snake one time. It was very friendly.
Listen. Deep down below, that thing, we've tried killing it a couple times. And my people were damn good at killing gods.
Oh, so are we.
It's cunning.
We've killed one ourselves.
It doesn't bite. You understand?
Yes.
No one's ever seen Leviathan. Will go insane and start tearing their friends apart when they get close to it. We haven't been able to make any countermeasures for that yet.
Actually, that my bardic training can come in handy. We know a basic counter charm song.
He sort of just like takes out a flask and takes a swig of it, and it's just like, listen. The way things are here, we have way too many resources invested in this room to let you guys go. At least, let you guys return to surface of Van Haven. However, we could let you go down.
Has there been any news about the Kraken?
What Kraken?
Well, you see, the group that killed my mother, that killed me, were Kraken worshippers, and they've been disappearing sea elf villages and surface dweller villages along coasts, using a black mold as swords.
Much as we don't want any deaths of surface people due to our wars, we're also not entirely concerned with them at the moment. And no, we haven't heard of or seen any Krakens. Last one that was killed was 79 years ago, I believe.
We should have brought Meryl along. She would actually be quite handy here. Well,
You
without
should
the
hug her more often.
weren't you the one who eated her guts?
I said my piece.
Good for you.
Listen, I'm gonna need you four to make a choice. We're not barbaric people. Can I either take you prisoner so you won't alert people as to our operation here, or we can send you down. But we can't let you just walk out of here.
What's down?
I'll
Down.
where the Leviathan is.
Second sea. The ancient sea.
Well, we're going down there anyway, so.
Listen. If you're serious about this, I've seen the damage that you inflicted on our stealth vessel there. You might be just the unconventional sort that we need.
We get that a lot.
I'm sorry to hear that, actually.
Have you been making
I'm just cutting a
allies?
jig right now.
With the Grung rebels.
There are rebels in this city.
Yes, on
My
the outskirts.
brother. And sisters.
They're staging specifically at the Witchlight Carnival right now, which is just outside as well.
Well,
But while we're down there,
You haven't been
I
on top in a
recommend-
minute, have you?
yes.
it was a pain in the ass digging these tunnels.
That's fine.
But if you're
So, Well, we're
you're serious
down there.
about getting that phylactery, you're gonna need some something to help you navigate down there. I can offer you one of our smaller vessels.
Okay. Thank you.
You are going to be taking some of my men along with you.
More hands the better, right?
Yes. And we'll do our best to make sure everyone comes back alive.
They're young blood. They want to prove themselves by getting their hands dirty and killing their first god. It's a real honor among us technologicals.
Right then. If that's the terms, then that's how it is.
Yep.
Looks like we have much of a choice, and our goals align anyway.
I'm going to ask you again if you're confident, because, as I said before, we are not barbarians. As prisoners, we will treat you well.
I'm not one to be held prisoner regardless of how well I'm treated, so I'd rather kill a god.
We've killed one already. Admittedly, it was a newborn.
Hey.
Right? What's
Yes.
up?
Yes.
Yes, Clean?
Oh shit. I actually don't know how to explain what I want to do. I want to do that like disappearing thumb finger trick on him.
I think I do understand it. I think he's just incredibly unimpressed.
Alright.
I wish circumstances were different, but we can't risk our operation here. It's been years in the making.
Nor do I expect you to.
Was that?
I don't expect you to. We're going down. We'll help your fresh blood kill their first god. We'll kill our second god. And we'll claim the phylactery of someone of the Lich.
One more thing. Have any of you piloted a submarine before?
Yes.
All right.
No, but we do have Glean, I guess.
He said yes, and I'm mildly concerned that he is blind, but you seem to trust him, so
Yeah, he
Hey.
has that whole spiritually seeing stuff now.
I'm not one to get in the way of wizardry or magic.
I'm neither of those.
I do recommend that you make contact with the Grung.
What we have planned here, it's almost ready. And I can't risk that right now.
We don't want to throw your plans into risk. Again, align goals.
I know.
Yes.
We can't risk a breach, though.
Understand. Setting us down, kill your god, and everything will be fine.
Cool. And he just sort of like nods at an engineer and is like, Prep 14! And the engineer sort of like rushes off, and a crew sort of like ready around this sort of like, admittedly, really small submarine. It has like a weird sort of like cannon built onto its side. Again, you've never sort of like seen weaponry like this before. It has like some sort of like fucking like space to it. You can sort of like sense that there's different rooms in it. But yeah, the hatch is opened and it is like lowered into the water, and they're just like ready. And he just nods at you.
None of us are claustrophobic, right?
No.
No.
No, I like Santa.
No, we don't. We killed him.
Seriously, he's like, okay, what is up with you? This is like beyond crazy.
He got touched in the head by a clown.
I touched by something.
I
Yeah.
think I've gone from like old man crazy to just full crazy.
Yeah.
Just fully insane.
All I can think about is when I stared into that red dot in the telescope. And probably
Are you
whatever's
still
happening
thinking
to me
about
probably
that a lot?
worse. A little bit. Hamlet is definitely someone to overthink her mistakes.
That's good.
And left overthinking. Ain't no way.
This is one of those moments of lucidity where like Glean just like looks around, realizes where he's at, and then it's just like, oh, okay.
Alright. Well, there's one thing I should be doing on this vessel. And I'm going to do counter charm at every turn as we're going down. Which is a bardic thing where I can do my little ocarina, and everyone within 30 feet that hears me has advantage on any saving throws against frighten, charm, etc.
Okay. So you're escorted by 3 other of these sort of like guards who are coming with you, who sort of like get in with you, and it's just like you've been in these before, right?
Nope.
Kind of. Yes and no.
Don't worry too much. The way we've got it set up, as long as we're stood here right now, the earth will always pull us down relative to the floor of this vessel. You understand? So if we face at a weird angle on the outside, we'll still be facing down when we're on the inside.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Right, yeah, right.
That room back there is the sleeping quarters and mess hall. This here on the side here, this is the shock cannon. Pretty self-explanatory, but if you need a rundown, weapon controls are there. Fires like a normal gun, except you kind of got to target using this here apparatus. And he just like directs you to a sort of like little periscope thing.
Huh.
Finally, controlled here. From these wheels and levers. And these buttons here. Would you prefer that I do the piloting, or do you guys have experience with this?
I've never piloted a submarine before.
Pilot. And I need to keep my song up if it's true the Leviathan drives people mad.
And Glean's blind, so I guess it depends on what you're comfortable with.
Alright, something else I need to warn you or about. If you've never been to the second sea, there's something known as a threshold.
Yeah.
The second you pass the threshold, you'll know. It's gonna mess with your head. It's
I look at
better to
Glean.
keep your eyes closed when that happens.
I'm just sucking
yes.
on the glass of a
Speaking of
porthole.
team,
Oh my god!
Glean. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to ignore Glean. Speaking of, you also get advantage from motivational speech if you still have temp HP, which is double advantage if it's a wisdom saving throw against
Nice.
charm or fighting.
Okay. With that, one of the 3 guys sits at the helm. Are any of you actually sort of like paying close attention to these guys?
I am.
Certainly not.
You can give me a little insight check then, Atira.
Okay. Best. No, that's not good at all. 6.
Yeah, okay. I feel like you're sort of just like looking at the way that this is piloted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure would take
I'll-
an interest in that.
I'll spend another motivational speech to give them the motivational speech benefits. So 5 temp HP and advantage on wisdom saving throws as well. So now they can get double advantage as well.
So you are lowered into the water, and you've never seen, I suppose, like you've seen a submarine before, but you've never seen one move. I feel like
Yeah.
the way that this propulsion feels is just like real smooth compared to a ship. I feel like a tier would probably like enjoy that the most here. Is just unlike a ship that rocks, this thing just moves.
She was like, this is crazy.
It sort of like has this mild, like little vibration to it that's also just almost soothing. The sort of like pilot guy, he flicks a light, and like the sort of like cave passages that this thing is traveling through are illuminated as they begin to descend. As they do descend into the sort of like vast depth of water below, you can see that around this place there were multiple, just like you managed to catch the sight of like 5 or 6 of them. There are so many more submarines down here than were parked above.
Whoa. A whole fleet.
Oh, they really were preparing for years.
But yeah, you are quickly sort of like piloted into these sort of like cave stems, and like the guy who's piloting, he sort of just like takes his helmet off and like lays it down on the side and just like looks up at you. He's a he's a sea elf, much like yourself and like
Half of me. Half of me.
half of yourself, and it's just like,
Yeah.
My name's Estelle. I've been
Yeah.
piloting this thing for a couple years now. So don't worry too much. It's gonna get a little bumpy as we go through here, Vol.
Okay.
And
Wait, what's her name?
Estelle.
Hold on.
What?
Don't we know an Estelle?
I don't
No,
think we do.
No, you know Estella.
Correct.
this is Astel, like the Elden Ring boss.
Got it.
This is ass, not S.
Understood.
SMH. But yeah, no, like as you're sort of like going through this sort of like these sort of like tight passages, you were taken by like a current, and it feels like Estelle is doing most of like the piloting to just make sure he doesn't hit rocks. Is anyone looking out the window as this is going? What are you guys doing actually, considering that like this is your first time ever in a submarine?
So I was sucking on the glass of a porthole, so I think I'm just I have no choice but to look out the window, right?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking out the window.
Okay, you're not really looking though. You're blind.
Oh,
True.
I'm blind and insane.
We'll see about it.
I'm just gonna keep up my counter charm song, close my eyes, and keep playing my ocarina because I miss playing my ocarina.
Da, 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 da.
I could do some illusions, but I really can't think of any illusions that would be appropriate.
Blink is probably just fascinated with the operation of this thing and be like, I wonder if we can use something like this on our ship.
Mechanics.
That'd be nice.
So since none of you are really sort of like peering out.
I said
Yeah.
as was looking out.
Oh, okay. You can roll me a little perception as you're
Yeah.
looking out there into the dark. Into these
Fix
dark,
my microphone,
ancient
sorry.
cave passes?
It's 10.
I'll say it's kind of hard to miss, but there is a little sort of like flashing red light out there.
Okay.
And as you're sort of descending, Estelle's just like, okay, I'm gonna advise you guys, if you're not already, please sit down and strap yourselves in because we are about to cross the threshold. Remember, keep
Sit
your eyes
down.
closed, and I wouldn't pay much attention to anything you hear.
Atira's gonna oblige.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Glean,
Yeah.
you obliging?
No.
Welp. I'm gonna say, Clink, you definitely feel this the strongest. When you pass through this field of sort of weird fucking energy, there are just banging sounds from all around the hull. There are banging sounds. Glean, right next to your head on the window, you can hear scratching against the glass.
No.
Captain Atira, right next to your head, you hear a bolt just pop and fly off the wall. You can feel
Whoa.
water just like on your body as you feel the fucking submarine is filling with water right now.
What is it, like Event Horizon? What the fuck?
Clink, is no different from you. You can hear the hatch to the rest of the submarine just turning right now as something's banging on it.
You can't come in.
Do you guys have your eyes closed still?
I'm closing
Oh,
my
yeah.
eyes.
I'm
Yep.
blind.
Against my
Um,
instincts, yes.
I'm blind.
Okay. Let's see here.
Wait, is this like this scene from like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory? Because I'm literally playing an instrument as we're going through this.
Shit, maybe.
With just the B footage in the background of like kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that being very scary as a kid, but it's really not.
Can I get some wisdom checks?
Oh.
I'm a very wise frog.
I'm not
Are you?
very myself.
I am
These
not
are
the
checks.
wise. I got a
These are
natural
rare,
one.
man.
You got a
We don't
natural
get
one.
advantage on these. I got 2, 3. I got an 11.
14.
These eggs, they be making me act unwise.
These eggs do be making me act unwise, though. Okay. Link, you got a 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
just
no.
hear right next to your ear the voice of your friends from back home. Pretty sure they're here with you.
No.
It is so close to your ear, you can hear the warmth of breath. You just hear him saying, "Oi, oi, Clink, is that you? Are you back?"
Can I roll either an intelligence check or an arcana check to go and think that, this isn't possible? Like, going more with logic of, like, they can't be down here
Yeah,
because they were not in the boat with us.
of course.
Would that want to be arcana or intelligence?
Whichever you'd prefer.
I'd prefer arcana because that gives me, more plus.
This is
Um,
technically an arcane effect.
Good. You know what? Just to make sure, I'm gonna burn a recall. which I'm glad I did. 32 Arcana.
Okay. Of course it's not real. You know it's not real. It just can't be. And just as soon as all of the banging, scratching, hissing, all of the like physical, auditory sort of like things you hear begin, they very quickly stop. And you just hear Estelle being like, we're past it, we're past it. Is everyone still conscious?
Whew.
They should really
Yeah,
have a
still
code
here.
word.
What?
You're okay
But if
to
you know
open your eyes now.
If you know the code word, like the hallucination could just say the code word.
Oh, yeah, true enough.
Banana.
Well, you know what? I have two things that counter charms right now. So yeah, let's open my eyes.
Okay. You're back in the sub.
Oh yeah, I would have had the wisdom saving roll thing from
It was a
Anders
check. That
Thingy.
No, it was a check that he called, so no advantages.
Yeah, but it should have been a save.
Only works on saves. Oh, it should have been a save? Fuck you.
But no, you guys sort of like drift back to sort of like reality. It does feel like for a second there you were somewhere else, but no, this is completely normal, exactly where you are. And Estelle's just like, if you guys want a nap or anything, now's the time for it. The rest of the journey's gonna take about 4 hours.
Falling asleep
Oh, yeah.
on command.
How long does disguise self last?
It's an hour, wasn't it?
I think it's an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn. I'm going to turn into an orc. Okay.
No, you're not.
Before this spell, where's? Oh, I'm not.
What the hell?
I feel like maybe you haven't even noticed that it hasn't worn off.
Did me or do this?
You're still weirdly ducking whenever you go through a door.
Oh yeah, speaking of going through doors, in the other sort of like room past the sort of like bulkhead, there are a lot of like really cozy looking cots, honestly. Like they're made of a nice sort of material.
Just
Alright.
open mouth, old man, like loud ass snoring on one of the cots.
How many creatures can I target with Inspiring Leader? I can target 6 friendly creatures, so there's 4 of us, so only 2 of the guards will get Inspiring Leader.
I would advise doing it on the person operating the vessel as well,
Yeah.
as one of the choices.
I'm going to spend... well, I want to cover everyone with at least motivational speed, so I'm going to... Oh wait, it's a rest. Oh shit. It's a short rest.
It's only that's actually perfect because they said 4 hours.
Yeah, oh yeah, but it's bad because I only get my warlock spell slots back.
Better than nothing, right? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Well, we don't have no. I only have 1 3rd level spell slot left, so we're not getting motivational speech, everyone.
I mean, we're resting. Can't you get some slots back?
Only my warlock ones on a short rest,
Ah,
not my bard ones.
But yeah, you guys are getting as much rest as you can.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The journey is pretty, like, safe-ish from here. It doesn't feel too, sort of, like, terrifying or horrible anymore. It genuinely feels like just a calm sort of descent. Your ears pop a few times. That just happens.
yeah, pressure.
But eventually you sort of like hear Estelle saying, if any of you are inclined for sightseeing, you might want to take a look at this.
Let's hear it looks.
I'm looking.
The subsurfaces in the second sea, the ocean below the earth. And all around you is a massive cavern. Right ahead, you can see a sort of massive ruin. What did they call it when they a ziggurat? That's the one. The massive ruins of this sort of like very vertical sort of like ziggurat in the distance. And he just sort of like looks back and he's just like, that right there, that's the Anima Illuvita. No one knows who built it. Time's ancient past. People use it as a trading hub now down here.
What kind of people live down there?
That-a-way. Oh, dwarves.
Oh,
Primarily.
makes sense.
Primarily the dwarves. I know, gnomes have some huge settlements down here. I don't know much about the drow, but I hear that they do live underground like this.
So this is our Underdark in this world.
One of them.
Listen, our destination, it's gonna be still a little while out now. We're in the right waters, but if there's anywhere you guys want to stop along the way, if you guys see any ports or anything you want to investigate down here, I imagine you've never been.
Nope, can't say I have.
No, but would you recommend stopping anywhere that may help us for
It's
our
a fascinating place.
I'm mostly concerned about the mission right now.
Of course, of course. I understand. And the sub-pilot's on. You see that massive ziggurat in the distance sort of passing by. You get the sense, just by how the waves are here, Aetira, that it is windy down here in these caverns. And as you're sort of like passing by this land a little closer, you can see these sort of like these sort of little vessels that don't really need as much sail to get going, because they just go like really fast by the looks of things on what wind they get down here. There's even some personal smaller rafts that people control with just like one hand, which are just sort of like skiffing along the waves.
Ow.
They certainly have just like a different method down here.
Tira is fascinated.
I feel like a part of Glean would also be fascinated to have seen at some point in time.
If you could see him.
Seen what?
There is another type of ship that you haven't seen before, Aetira.
Hmm.
It is iron.
It's a real
Plated.
shame I'm asleep right now.
Wait, is that shit made of metal?
It's got steam billowing out of the top of it. It's almost like someone took the design for the airships you've seen and decided, oh, cool, and then put them back in water.
Wait, metal doesn't float.
Well, this one does. And Estelle just bangs on the side of the sub. Better at sinking, though.
And Tira's like, you know, I never thought of that.
Hey, you kind of don't with these things. They're just big fishes. Now, we get on well with the guys down here. The factions are pretty chill. There's a lot of piracy in these parts, but steel forgers keep the place mostly safe.
Steel forgers.
They're what passes as mostly law, but being dwarven, they sort of keep to themselves. The skiffs you see out there, those small boats with like one or two guys on,
Mhm.
they call themselves the wave riders. Their entire sort of like shtick is that they go around sort of taking care of problems when they rise up and letting people stay independent.
Tira likes it down here now. She's very impressed with this new information that she's being told.
Let me go piss wizard real quick.
You now aside from us, I don't think there's any other of the big factions on the upper seas down here. Aside from the Empire of the Sea, which has its grubby mitts everywhere, but you know they're dealing with the whole Civil War thing.
Atira is just awestruck and staring and looking at all the new types of ships and seeing how things go on.
But yeah, unless
Should I
there's
really,
anything
like-
you guys want to do around here.
I'm currently sleeping, so I don't really got a horse in the race here.
You don't have to be sleeping if you don't want to be.
Clean be waking up then.
You know, wakey eggs and bakey.
Yeah, I'm gonna wakey eggs and bakey.
Yeah, I'm sure like the sound of like an ironclad just sort of like above probably jolts you awake at one point or another because they're still noisy as shit.
That was loud. All right.
Yeah, you come to awake and you see just all of this sort of like passing by.
Oh.
The giant ziggurat, the sort of like interesting ships and stuff. Designs by which you haven't
wait.
seen before.
I only need a counter charm every 2 turns.
I probably
It
knew
lasts
this
till
was
the
going
end
to
of the
happen.
next turn.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, you're fine. I was about to say something.
Yeah, if there's nothing else you guys want to be doing.
Nope.
I think let's go
Not
to the
really.
main hub.
I asked him if there's like would there be any supplies or something that we would need? That could
That'd
help
probably
us.
be at the main hub, right?
Yeah, but I'm asking our the leader of this party.
Oh, they got plenty of
Yeah.
traders set up there if you want to go buy anything, but I don't know about they have anything that would specifically help us here.
Yeah.
Anima Illuvita is a hell of a place up close. It looks kind of barren from here, but when you get up close, you see that it's actually covered in moss and vines all the way up, and they're really sort of like brown looking, so it kind of blends in with the rock. I'm gonna be honest, I think he's convinced himself to sort of like move over to there.
He convinced himself.
Well,
Alright.
You know,
Your
on
ship,
second
we're along for
thought,
the ride.
I remember they do these really nice, these really nice sort of like crispy bat wings here. You guys would like them.
Huh?
Oh yeah, they're tasty. We'll see if
Haven't
the
had
food
that
stalls
before.
here. And he brings the submarine in, surfacing it, and it's just like, oh yeah, you guys feel free. We're just gonna make sure the whole thing's secure here.
oh, so just letting us loose into the town ourselves, huh?
Hey, we're not like your guardians or anything, and we really. He just looks at one of his other guys. He's like, they're not gonna be able to get back up top without like the submarine. They don't know the they don't know the path. We'll be fine. Yeah, by the time
know
you
a
guys even
path.
decide to rat us out,
Why
if
would
you
we
were
rat you out?
traitors,
Hey. Hey.
I don't know that you're a traitor or not.
Hey. Look at me.
Listen, I understand your suspicion, but we have a grung, 2 surface dwellers, and a half elf.
Oh, you have no
None
idea,
which-
suspicion.
I think I have a pretty good idea.
I have a bomb on my person.
Hey,
What's up?
is he looking at me? I'm gonna
Yeah.
do the finger trick in front of him.
Whilst looking at the wrong direction.
Whilst looking in the wrong direction.
Enjoy yourselves down here. Honestly, like, I don't know. I kind of love this place. It's like a second home to me when I'm not on mission.
All right, Atira's gonna start walking into the town and explore.
It is different. Feeling like this party isn't the shortest people in the room for once, because this is a mostly dwarven town.
I think dwarves would still be taller than Glean.
Everything is perfectly glean-sized.
Everything
For
is
once.
glean
And
size.
Atira feels like a giant.
A Tyrod certainly would feel like a giant if there weren't actually quite a few tieflings around too.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Interesting.
I might as well walk in.
Atira's just once again awestruck. She's never seen this many tieflings in one spot since, actually, ever.
They're pretty friendly looking sorts as well. They sort of like give you a nod and smile as you pass.
Smile back, probably still a bit wide-eyed though.
Yeah, the sense down here, it's like you've landed in just like a completely sort of like alien sort of like country. The sense, the styles, everything's just so much more different here.
All right, then.
Are there any like half sea elves? Or I guess sea elf mixes? I don't know what would be the correct term for it.
You can have a little look around.
Having a little look around. That's not a very good look around. That's only a 14.
No, there's not really anyone that matches that description of Boo.
Okay.
Or like a tavern or someplace.
Not a tavern per se, but there is a big sort of like fire pit set out with a barn, and it's all sort of like open air. And there are definitely like drinks and merriment going on.
Going over there.
Now, Glean, this is, from everything you can tell, a dwarven bar.
Okay. Very okay.
You know what comes
Okay.
with dwarven bars.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's do this.
A blind Grung walks into a bar. Well,
Ow.
that's safe.
Me and... Ow.
Yeah, you go on up to the bar. There's a dwarf behind it, and he's like, "What can I get you, traveler?"
Big.
All right then.
I just
That'll
put
be
8
5
gold on
gold.
the table.
Oh, that'll be 8 gold.
Big.
He gets you the biggest tankard he can,
Becoming
fills
pints.
it up with something, and just like
You're
slams it down in
dwarves,
front of
aren't
you. It's a big
I'm
tankard.
gonna make a spectacle out of myself. I'm gonna like stand up on my bar stool, which is only like 2 feet, and then and then just like start chugging.
Okay, you
And frogs even chug? You're kind of just doing what you normally do.
Alan, you ever thought about shutting the fuck up?
can I get a Constitution check from you?
I'm sorry.
This is the dwarven
Yeah, I'll-
shit.
I chug, Chuck or not Chuck. Check or save.
What would you prefer?
If it was a save, I'd get +5.
I'll go on.
21.
You just manage it. There's a round of cheering and applause. You're feeling so fucking woozy after that shit, though. It hits immediately. One of you was given some of the hangover deal with powder, by the way.
I think it was Atera.
Yes, it was me.
Okay. Just putting that out
Tell
there.
Yeah, I have it on standby.
I could just feel Sally just being like, oh no.
I'm just
Sally
looking at the
feels it
barkeep like a
disturbance in the
small
force.
child with my tankard in my hands.
Atira,
Yes.
a dwarf just walks up to you as you're sort of like looking around, just like, I have a letter here for you.
For me. I just got here though.
Well, apparently someone expected you.
Okay. Take it.
On the letter that you open in your hands, it says, to the illustrious Captain Atira,
Illustrious.
please come and meet me in the local tavern. I'll be by the table at the back. You'll recognize me by the blue flower on the table.
Okay, I look around for a blue flower.
There is one single figure sat at the tavern who just like waves as you come in. They are a sea elf.
Sea elf.
They are wearing a big old sort of like what are those witch hunter sort of like hats called? Van Helsing
Oh,
looking axe?
The Puritan ones?
Yeah.
Only hat I have in my memory is the pussy slaying hat.
Nobody's gonna know that joke except for us.
Atera, Min got it. She got it.
I was just laughing because it sounded funny. I actually don't get it.
1 second.
Oh yeah, it was Pussy Slayer hat. But no,
Yeah.
they wave you over as you come in.
Am I following Atera?
If you'd like.
I don't really have any other important things to do.
This is the Pussy Destroyer cap.
Why is it called the Pussy Destroyer?
Because it destroys pussy.
He's a magistrate.
A magistrate.
Okay. That's crazy.
My D&D character took the Pussy Destroyer hat. The Pussy Destroyer hat. Off of, like, a corrupt official. And then was just like, oh, this means I'm the magistrate now.
And everyone just believed him.
And then they actually signed up as a magistrate and are now legally a magistrate.
And then what? Started fucking or?
No, it's
He's
just a Pussy
gay.
Destroyer hat.
Oh.
Yeah, he liked buff men, but the buff men he met were all kind of smooth-brained.
Ah, I see.
But yeah, no, you're waved over by this individual if you'd like to go and investigate.
All right,
Yeah, we
I'll
were-
go pull up a chair.
Just to check, is Clink and Anlif with you?
Yes.
Yes,
Or did the
I'd be
letter say
following the
come
captain.
alone?
Didn't say specifically.
Okay.
And Glean, you're having a funny one over at the bar.
Yeah.
So as you take
Drawing
a
a
seat,
crowd.
this figure's just
Chuck,
like,
Chuck, Chuck.
welcome, welcome, and just sort of like, just takes these like glasses out and just starts pouring a little bit of rum. And it's like, you know, I've heard of you. You're the merchant, Atira.
Indeed.
He's giving you that little sort of like wink.
Merchant. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know you though.
You don't. I'm Cal. Nice to meet you. And he just like extends a hand as he like uses his other one to push the 3 glasses across the table.
Estes?
A Star Wars game. He's not going to be here.
You gonna shake his hand?
I'm just gonna stare at it for a second and then inspect the drinks, make sure there's not funny going on there.
He's still holding it out. If you want to inspect the drinks, though, you can do a little perception.
I'll just slap him 5 real quick and then do the inspection.
Slap 5.
What?
Sideways slap 5.
Yep.
Gangsta style.
All right, investigation. You said.
Yeah.
That one. Fuck.
That one.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't tell.
I'm gonna pass it over to Clink and kind of nod at her.
But no, this guy just sort of like sits back and is like, so 2 adventuring sorts like ourselves, I'm sure we've got lots of stories. Would you like to share some? And it's at that moment, Captain Atira, you hear a voice in your head. A wager between the 2 of us. Let's play a hand of cards. Under this bar right now is a bomb. And I will give a signal to detonate it. Should you lose? If you win, I'll give you information on the Seers, free of charge. You specifically hear this in your head.
And I answer back in my head, and if I refuse.
You just hear him just like through his head going. But where are my manners? How about a game of cards?
Can I get a look at this CL?
Take a little look-see look.
Like, that would be something I didn't find. He'd probably like just a pirate or something. That's a 26.
Not a pirate. Looks very clean.
Yeah, card sounds like a great time.
What's your poison? What's your favorite game?
Poker.
So be it. Are the rest of you gonna be dealed in?
Am I present
No.
right now?
Nope, you're chugging.
You're
Yeah,
drunk
that's
as
what I was
fuck.
thinking.
No, don't deal me in, but I am going to be keeping a close eye to make sure no cheating happens.
Deal me in.
Okay.
This matches this perfectly.
And blackjack.
I don't know when my dice roller is with that. I feel like to avoid playing actual poker, how else would you guys like to do this?
Do you want to do like a dice roll? Like
Since it is all random luck, we could just do it on D100s.
if you know gaming sets, you get your proficiency. But or know like the specific. But
That's
I don't.
true, actually. I would say that Aetira and this guy will probably be getting proficiency on their game, since they strike me as poker heads.
Works for me.
I am going to use Bardic Inspiration for a D8, but I don't know how much that's going to do on a D100. Let's do it.
So we're only do 100. I still add my proficiency bonus to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Good.
I don't know. Because it's a tool, so sometimes tools also get stacked.
Let me tell you what I got.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got an 84.
Okay.
A full house.
Captain Atira, you win this hand. And the guy's like, oh, what a shame, what a shame. Ah, well, that's just the luck of the dice sometimes. And in your head, you hear, they've been watching you ever since you left that island, all the way to Vent Haven, at which point my people found and killed them.
And who are
Another
you?
hand? Wait now if you'd like.
Hey, Andy, up.
For the record, looking at this, gaming kit proficiency can give you insight into understanding your opponent's personality, letting you discern lies from truth and reading their mood. You can use your sleight of hand to cheat at the game, like swapping pieces, palming cards, altering a dice roll, or you can manipulate the components with a pickpocketing attempt. You can do it like DC 15 for catching a player cheating, DC 15 for gaining insight into opponent's personality.
I can do insight.
And those are the rules from Xanathar's extended thingy stuff.
Fuck is Xanathar?
It's the book that has a lot of extra stuff in there. It's where like Kenku and stuff turn up.
Standard thingy stuff.
Look, I don't know what XG. I just know it's Xanathar's
Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
But no, the guy
Xanathar's
is
gay everything. Yeah, that.
the guy's
Oh, he's a
just like
beholder, apparently.
shuffling the deck, and
You know a lot about our captain. What do you know about me?
oh,
I don't think you can hear what he's.
No, I
just
hear
based
what he's
on
saying
what-
out loud.
like you have heard, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can
no,
see clearly
we-
what the illustrious captain.
I used to travel through similar circles, you know, the old black corridor. And again, in your head, you hear, "Done our research. Are you sure you want to play this hand? I will blow you up."
I'm just guessing
I-
it's just a Terra.
And I say in my head, you're gonna blow me up if I refuse to. So of course we can play.
No, you can quit whenever you want. I just wanted one hand from you. That's all. Of course, there's more information if you stay.
Hi, Annie, up.
Okay. Are you in for round 2 as well, Anley?
Yes.
Now you
The
see
only
us.
thing I can have.
It's undesirables. We kind of, you know, we got a little bit of a no here and there. Kind of know some things. We see some things. Heard you got a ship. Mad proud of you. I remember when you used to roll with some other crews back in the day.
How long have you been watching?
Oh, you know, it's just news gets around. He just shrugs and starts dealing.
I got 61.
Okay. Hey, dear.
I got a 94.
Oh,
He again just has like a shit hand. It's just like, there we go. Typical. I heard you were a good gambler back in the day as well. Used to clean guys out and then spend it all on your dream of, well, what is your dreams?
I don't know if that's exactly relevant to the conversation here.
Fair enough. Just thought I'd catch up with someone who's in similar circles to me. And again, in your head, you just hear, we killed them because the Seers aren't as organized as you might think. I'm a different cell to them. They might believe in certain things, but me, I believe the cage is breaking, and it's breaking fast. If they went and started mass slaughtering towns now, I'd give them Still just 100 years until that cage breaks and that Kraken's free.
I'm assuming this is also in Terra's head.
Yep.
One more round?
I
Also,
ante
you
up.
barely touched your drinks. Come on, I'm not that suspicious, am I?
I look at Clink.
Whatever.
I don't trust drinks
Wait,
from
down
you
it.
anyway.
I'm going to grab onto my. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going
For
to
the
slam down
record,
on it.
for the record, the investigation check I rolled when first asked was 22.
They seem to be perfectly normal drinks.
Yeah, Anlith is going to look. Anlith, I want to slug the drink down, but with my other hand, I'm going to rub my mirror.
Okay.
Oh wait, I think I just made the entire bar room to roll too.
That's only
Would be
if
some awkward
an
dudes.
event occurs.
Yeah.
Thing picks up the drink and just pours it on the floor.
Well, that's not very nice. That was good rum. More
I
for the
don't
worms.
trust drinks. I don't trust drinks from people I have never met.
You must be very dehydrated.
No, I get my own drinks.
Fair enough. Another round?
Yep, ante up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, I got a 60 this time.
I got 14.
He lays down and just spreads his cards. They're better than yours. And he just
Mine and
looks
Enlith?
up at you. Yeah. It's just a better hand, and he leans forward. And he's just like, it's been fun. I'm gonna make myself scarce now. In fact, honestly, now that I think about it, I think I'm gonna be going in a lot of places very soon. And he just nods to someone in a
I
corner.
rewind time.
I'm going to shoot his kneecap. I'm going to
Oh,
shoot
shit,
his
I
kneecap.
forgot we have the fucking watch.
Oh wait, you do.
5 seconds back in time, he's still got his hand ready.
Now that I know what hand he has.
Okay. You're gonna play it different?
Indeed, I will.
Alrighty. We'll see
If
how
I
this
re-roll,
goes.
or am I keeping the same rule? I think I keep the same rule, right? Because
yeah,
I'm doing the same action.
You're unaffected by it.
Okay.
Alright, so how should I do it now that I have this advantage of knowing what his
Now
hand
you
is?
have to make him fold, don't you?
I do, yeah.
There's a small problem with that, though. Currently within 50 feet of Endlif, no one can lie.
That's what. Good thing I'm not gonna lie.
It's a DC 19 to pass it.
I'm gonna simply raise.
Let's see how this goes. Roll. Oh, What would you like to roll as this?
For a raise like that, I think it'd be an intimidate.
Okay.
That's a 15.
He just smirks at you and then just like he just drops his cards and he's like, okay. Yeah, I can see where the cards have fallen. And once more you just hear another round one. Good job. I don't know how much more you want to hear from me, really.
What is your goal?
I need strength enough to kill that thing. Because it's gonna get out. It's gonna get out and it's gonna slaughter everyone in Vent Haven. And then it'll move to the nearest island and it'll slaughter them too. And then it'll keep doing that until we're back at making rafts out of twigs and twine.
Do you have a plan?
I think I'm betting a lot on you.
You're not much of a gambler, clearly.
No, I suppose there's that. I'm going to give you the faces of seers who I know. And with that, your mind is just flooded with image after image of CL faces. And you just have that in your head now. Hopefully you'll have safer travels. And with that, he sort of just like stands up and he's like, well, that was my game, I'm afraid. I've got to be going. Lots of trades to get to. You know how it is.
Indeed. Well played. It was fun.
Take care of yourself. Atira. And he walks off, and you can see the guy he nodded to earlier just nods back to him and is also walking off with him. The bar remains unexploded.
Atira lets out a deep exhale.
What was that?
We almost blew up.
Lovely.
That other guy had a bomb.
Why do we keep finding ourselves above bombs?
That said, good news, Anlith. I got a list of faces to kill.
Or
Seers.
what kind of? And how does he know about this?
He's been killing them alongside us.
Fine by me. Do you recognize any of them? From
Do I?
the few that we met?
You fucking do. One of them is the commander you met for the 48th Legion.
The one that made us come down here?
Yep.
That commander that sent us down here? Seer.
How do we get back up to the commander? And how do we discredit him? Or just was it her or him or them?
Him. The girl that took us in was just a troop, I think.
Okay.
Do seers carry any kind of identification on them? Like that?
They have to carry some sort.
And then simple.
I'm trying to like think. Yeah, do I remember any identification the Seers had?
Oh wait, I forgot. Roll me a D100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I didn't want to say anything, but I was wondering.
I was specifically not mentioning anything. I was hoping you forgot.
I got a
100.
71.
I'm sorry?
100.
Atira? The watch in your hand spinning backwards.
Oh no.
You can hear the ticking as the dial is just rewinding faster and faster.
What's happening around me?
Nothing.
Can I try to stop it?
Would you like
Watch.
to try and stop it?
Is it a glass? Is it a glass like watch face?
Yeah.
Or can I touch the hands?
It's. You know what? I'll say you can touch the hand. Sure, why not?
I'm gonna try to stop the hand.
Okay. You press your finger in there to stop the clock.
Mhm.
The second you do, even though you are in a cave, miles beneath the ocean, miles beneath the earth, it's snowing now. You look up at a cloud-covered sky. Everyone around is sort of like panicking at the fact that it is snowing. And then you see the angels descending almost like comets. How long have we been going? That's a good enough cliffhanger.
Fuck.
God.
I suppose I can
find
rewind
out-
time again, can I?
We'll find out what happens here next time. I love you all. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
You're evil.
I hate you.
You're so
That's
fucking evil.
crazy,
I
man.
want to.
I hate you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mwah.
Those
Okay.
who snow.
God damn it.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
I literally
Bye.